this is a get ready with me. Okay, just a little something before I get ready for one of my daily lives. So I just started growing my locks about 2 years ago now, and I color treated, and I do like a style here or there, and I really have noticed that my hair does the best when I keep it moisturized. And my regimen of spraying my hair with water and then following it up with Fab Hair International's Moisture Mist leave-in conditioning spray, girl, listen, it's giving me everything that I need as far as the moisture on a daily basis is concerned. I've tried a lot of sprays, and I really enjoy not only the way the spray bottle works, but also the way the hair feels moisturized after I've given it a spritz. There are so many great Fab Hair International products to try. And the Stimulate and Soothe Deep Cleansing Shampoo is one of my favorites. It actually gives your scalp a tingling sensation that makes it feel really clean. And then the Moisture Mask Deep Conditioning Mask is really amazing as well. Make my hair feel really moisturized after I had color treated it. The products are great and were created by a Black woman stylist who came from behind her chair to give her people the products she felt they really deserved. Fab Hair International is for all curls and coils, whatever your hair type. You can find something at Fab Hair International that will suit your specific needs. Right now, you can use my code Bondy15 to get 15% off of your purchase. Go to fabhairinternational.com, take their hair quiz, and find out which products will be perfect for your hair. Be a bougie traveler and shop fabhairinternational.com.
Come on in.
Hey, y'all.
Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. So let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video, right?
What's up, y'all? Hey everybody, it's your girl BondyBlue. I'm back for another BondyBlue show, girls. A whole bunch of mess going on today. All right, a lot going on today. Some continued conversations from yesterday going on today. Okay. I hope y'all are having a good day. I am having a slow start to my day. Girl, we went to go see him last night. I guess that's what I might as well start with, but I'm looking a little cloudy to me. Give me a second, you guys. Now, I don't know what's going on. That's better. I don't know what's going on in the neighborhood today, but right as I'm getting ready to come up here to go live, the electricity went off. And I'm like, bitch, I know they didn't turn my electricity bill off. I mean, turn my electricity off when the bill just due today. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just due today, bitch. Can I wake up and get the crust out my eye? And, you know what I'm saying? Before you turn the electricity off? Like, what the hell is going on? So, it took me a little minute for everything to restart back up. But yeah, y'all, last night we went to go see him and it was really good. And I heard that so many people, were saying bad things about it. And I'm like, well, I wonder why. Okay. I wonder why they feel that way. Because when I was watching it, it was very much honest commentary on football. Honest commentary on football, what it is, how it actually affects the people that are in it. And I feel like the bullshit that we tell ourselves when we are willing to sacrifice so much for superficial gain. You know what I'm saying? You can't really do spoilers for this movie, like not really. And even if I did give you spoilers, you still would need to see it if you wanted to see it. Like, it is a lot up for interpretation. The movie was extremely imagery driven. To me, it was so much going on. Like, as I was watching it, I'm like clocking certain things, right? So I'm going to play the trailer and just so y'all can know, what it is. Okay. So I'm going to just pause right here for a second because I want to mention this before they get deeper into it. If you can't tell, this is about a young quarterback coming in to replace an older quarterback. All right. Marlon Wayans is your older quarterback. He invites the younger football player to his Pantheon Coliseum type house that also feels like a prison or a psych ward, whichever you want, like cemented, large cinder block, cemented walls everywhere. Okay. So it's giving, multi-layered meanings to even the way the house that they're doing all of this in is set up. But what I really wanted to talk about at the beginning was his father. And this is the reason why I have always disliked the propagandized way that we virtue signal through military. Like, I appreciate the acts of service on an individual level. Please don't misunderstand me. But when it comes to what this actually is, it is basically a bunch of incapable white men training up all of the poor people under them, white, Latina, Black, Asian, whoever, but it's brutalizing them through a system of stripping so that y'all can direct them into the direction you want them to be directed into, like little toy soldiers. And the virtue signaling is telling Americans that they've made some great sacrifice for freedom, putting all of this pride in what it means to be in service to your country, but not actually feeling that way. It's an empty virtue. It's not actually based in anything. If that was the case, that people would be treated way better when they come home from war. We wouldn't have had an entire generation of soldiers that came home with dope problems. Okay. So yeah, no, it's actually, I believe, a system that is meant to mentally, spiritually, and emotionally break humans so that they can become robotic. And once they are robotic, they are no longer moving from a place of, within themselves, from internal locus of control. Now it's outside of themselves, and they are moving like a foot soldier for a collective goal, right? And a lot of people individually feel alone and isolated. So to feel a part of something like the military or even like football can give you a sense of belonging. But it also is a system that breaks you like a pimp breaks a hoe. I'm just saying. And it was a lot of mind games being played throughout this movie between Marlon and the younger football player characters, right? And that's because that's a lot of it. Like, a lot of it is mind games. A lot of it, that's why I'm like, y'all need to pay attention to the patterns and the behaviors, because a lot of this shit transcends, right? Pimp hoe ideology mentality is prevalent all over the place, and you just don't recognize it. But it is, in fact, a way to create a hierarchical system in everything. But if you really step back and look at football, if you really step back and look at the military, the connection of putting all of these virtuous things in front of everybody, but all you're really doing is exploiting them and leaving them even more stripped than when you originally started to break them apart. Because like, soldiers deal with so much PTSD. Football players deal with PTSD. Football players, anybody, like anything that's in a hyper masculine field, football players, policemen, military people, all have high counts of DV, domestic violence, anger issues. Okay. Also a lot of fucking head injuries, right? So there's a connection, and the children are always the connector, right? Because this guy, when he's a child, he's the connector for his dad between the sacrifice that the dad feels like he made, how he got nothing in return, and how now he is putting that same hope in football for his son. Because being a military man didn't actually mean what it was supposed to mean. And so now maybe if you become a football player and you forget about valor and all of that shit, but do it for the money this time. When I thought I was doing it, when I was being exploited, I thought I was doing it for freedom and for all of these virtuous things, right? Independence, to save my country, to do my part. Like, I was brainwashed into believing that I'm a toy soldier for things that are actually good. And I realized that didn't really work. I did all of that and I still got nothing in return. So what's the next thing? Football. Do all of that same type of brutality and work, but now you're going to at least get a lot of money out of it. Even if your brain is soup at the end of it, you had a little money for a little while. And that was one of the main things that I saw, Marlon was showcasing the power that people think these individuals have. But they don't really have that power because it doesn't even really belong to them. They are merely a body. They're merely a body. And that's how they're treated. And so that's why, like, I have such all of the lack of individuality in schools and, military, all of that lack of expression, all of that lack of humanness. Like, just all of these hard lines and straight walls, just a lot of like, I hope this is making sense to everybody because it also makes me think about prisons and high schools and hospitals and how they're all built in the same way. And it's all meant to have the same effect on your psyche, even down to the color of the light bulbs that they put in all of these buildings, y'all. A lot of it is meant to prepare you for being in somebody's fucking warehouse, working your life away, or on a field, sweating your life away. To me, it's a testament of what we think we're sacrificing our lives for, what we think we're sacrificing for, because, people say shit like, oh, I'm sacrificing for my family. I'm sacrificing for, are you really though? Because your family will have money or access and they won't have you and you won't have them. Is it worth it? And I think that goes like across the board. Like, that's why it was such a good film to me, because it really made you think about your own situation, what you're sacrificing. You know what I'm saying? But in all honesty, like, when we talk about demonic, the reason why people are upset and don't want to be real about it is because football in itself is barbaric, and things that are barbaric are demonic. Also, the way men respond to football, y'all, I have had conversations with men, and if you express any type of dislike for football, the way they get defensive as if you said something about their fucking mama, like, I don't think they realize how brainwashed they are to put themselves in this game. And it's not a fucking game. And honestly, what I think, I'm gonna tell y'all the real shit. Sports was a way to transmute the energy of men that were really supposed to topple unjust governments into a sport and into money, so that aggression and that energy would go away from the people that are exploiting and taking advantage. Because think about it. They will set up a system in football to brutalize the player until the player is, superhuman, hypermasculine, right? Fucked up in the head, depressed, isolated, alone, but physically strong as fuck. Prestigious fortitude and discipline, right? But emotionally and mentally distraught and completely fucking confused. But these rich, crippled, weakened white people can smile and laugh and jeer and tell you how they want you to go out there and kill them. Something that they themselves could never fucking do, but they hold your entire life in their hands. And that's the fucked up part, because survival of the fittest was supposed to be about, like, who could actually live and maintain in the wild, in nature, right? What has actually happened in this patriarchal flip is now the things that used to mean like strength, they don't mean that anymore. Because physical strength should mean that old white men are not presidents. Weak old white men own and empower and are the powerful in everything. And they actually control and lead all of the very strong people. Also, they take y'all's attention away from women while also infusing misogyny. That's another thing about football. Even though I know women like football, a lot of times I feel like women only like football because it's where men are. And y'all want to be where men are. So you develop this, oh my God, I love football. Yeah, okay. it's brutal as fuck. It's very, very brutal when you think about it. And I really do think it's all about this connection to, this connection to greatness, this connection to money, this connection to wealth, this connection to something big, right? But essentially, I feel like football and a lot of these sports directs men's attention away from where it should be. You're not listening to the women in your life, right? You're not listening to the women in your life that love you and care about you. No, you're listening to the men and the validation of men. And that's what sports a lot of the times does to men on a level that they don't even realize it's happening. They don't even realize it's happening. And I think it's interesting because what was happening before the patriarchy were women were more in charge because they play mother roles, because they can see things in a way visionary like. Women are more, cerebral, if you will. Not logical, but cerebral, air, in the head, ideas, imagination, thinking, what could be, what should be, not what just is. And so I believe on some level that men were soldiers for women, not in a way of submission or degradation, but in a way of we have our separate duties. I trust her to do hers. She trusts me to do mine. What ended up happening is rich people corrupted that. Y'all, this is even like obvious in history. I hate to go on a tangent, but even in history, you will see the thing that ruined how Europeans in like the 1500s and 1600s were fighting against land ownership, fighting against the bourgeoisie, the rich, the aristocrats, the landowners. When they were fighting against them, it was the women and the men that came together and they were winning. And the way to separate that, the church and the bourgeoisie decided to come together and redirect all of the young men's anger that they had towards the establishment, towards women. And once they put all of their aggression towards women, they started to align themselves with their oppressors and fight the very people that would help them actually, be free. And I feel like that's what's happening right now. That's why they say the world is not really, we're not evolving under male control, because we're not. We're not. We're regressing. Women should be leading. Okay? We should. It's ridiculous that we don't. And the truth of the matter is the powers that be redirect men's energy, their strength, the valor. They redirect it in places that are for their own exploitation, like sports, like football. And also think about the way young Black men, a lot of the times, if somebody puts the dream of football in their head, they can't find anything else that they would rather do. And once they become adults and realize they're not going to play football, they have no dreams. They have no idea what else in this world would bring them satisfaction. They work jobs to make money, but they're not happy. And it is because y'all will build those boys' self-esteem on sports and on nothing else. And I seen it happen in my own generation. I knew a lot of dudes that played sports in high school and really wanted to go college and tried to, and it didn't work out. And so then there's no college. Then there's no other dream after that. I wanted to play sports. I didn't get a chance to play sports professionally. Now I don't know what the fuck else I'm gonna do with my life. And that's sad to me, that the only thing you felt like you could do is play with a ball. In this scene, right before this scene started, I turned the lyric. I said, baby, I could feel something bad is about to happen. I spent the next 5 minutes with my hands over my ears and my eyes because it's brutal. Just like football is brutal. It's extremely brutal. But watching it in like 4K on a screen this big with all of the movie magic of it, yikes. If y'all haven't noticed, he's doing this training with a brain injury. They never really explained who came and hit him upside the head. But because at the beginning of the movie, the young cat was on the field practicing, and somebody comes up behind him in some weird ass costume and hits him in the fucking head and gashes, right? So now he has a brain injury. And I think that was just like a metaphor for what sports actually will do or, will actually do to people's heads, into their minds. Like, you will have a full-on fucking head injury and you'll go into, this combine like situation. In a movie theater, those hits were way louder and they have the pacing was impeccable. The pacing that they did was impeccable. Like, when you see this in a theater, it is really fucking jarring. But look how they played on his empathy. They used his empathy to make him do better in the practice. But then actually didn't, like, it was crazy, y'all. I think that's so interesting, the way they will use your empathy to brutalize you, like to make you harder. Like, in fact, using your empathy in a way that doesn't matter kind of makes you feel like you shouldn't have empathy, right? Because if you think the person is okay with their brutality, then you feel like you wasted your empathy. You feel like you wasted feeling bad on somebody if they don't care about how they're being brutalized. And so I think it creates this mechanism inside the character and inside like of a person, period. So where after you see this, eventually you no longer have any awareness, no care whatsoever to somebody bleeding out, about to die on the floor. Because essentially they signed up to do this. You see how that dude got fucked up, but he was laughing. He was laughing after and thanking them for the opportunity to have his brains, oozing out of the side of his ears. Oh, and getting Julia Fox to play the wife, especially because she used to go with Kanye. Okay? Yes. Because this willing to risk it all, willing to sell yourself to be seated next to the white people. Yeah. Essentially the football, that's reflected in football as well. And I love the Christian imagery, the Jesus imagery, because that's basically what it is. The quarterback feels like he is sacrificing himself for something greater than him. And is that not Jesus? Jesus, like the way they've commercialized and capitalized on Jesus sacrificing himself. I was talking to my husband about this. Now that I'm older, the way I think about religion and some of the things that we do in the religion as barbaric and extremely fucked up, and I think it desensitizes us to how fucked up life can be. It's a great movie. Y'all should definitely check it out. But my example of that, y'all, is y'all know how now when we wear crosses, you just wear a cross. Back in the day, Jesus was hanging on the cross on your chest. And everybody feel like that's okay. But think about it. In what other instance would you be okay with the moment of somebody's brutal death being turned into a piece of gold and put on your chest? Think about it. Like, think about what you would think about the people who decided to create a hanging black person in a little gold charm and put on a necklace, and what you would think about a person who would do that. You see them, like, and we don't question and we don't think about these things. But y'all, that's fucking weird. Y'all, that's weird as fuck for you to like create a picture of somebody's moment of death, which was extremely fucking brutal, and decide to make it a charm and put it on a necklace. And it seems like a rejoicing of the death. And when we talk about how white people actually don't worship Jesus and God and all of that, what they actually worship is death and white supremacy. It's like, like, because I feel like we grew up and we wasn't thinking about it. But I'm like, why the fuck are we okay with like this brutal act and then like doing it over and over and over and over again to like re-indoctrinate people to actually be less free than Jesus would have wanted them to be? And then I think about, hold up, I wasn't even going to talk about this shit, but it definitely reminds me of this. And this is what I be talking about when I've always noticed the way, racist white people promote Christianity, and it doesn't make sense the other shit that they do that goes against the Christianity. Now, if you actually like do some research on the story of the golden calf, you will realize how the calf was not the god that they were serving, but the calf was an example of the woman. Because the woman in act is like a cow. That's the way they thought about it. A god, yes, but in a way that is not degrading. A cow gives you milk, a cow gives you food and sustenance, and then continues to give life, right? So how you treat the calf, how you treat the cow will then dictate what you will be able to yield from the cow. So there was a reverence for cows and for calves, and then how that attached itself to a god, because anything that you can find reverence in, anything that provides sustenance, the land, a woman, any of those things can be turned into a god to people. You know what I'm saying? Because it gives, like the sun god. The sun gave warmth. The sun helped shit grow. People automatically back in the day think, oh, that must be God. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you understand the mindset of a lot of these civilizations back in the day, you could understand why they would like service or think of gods in a certain respect as it pertains to the land and how you're able to grow food and sustenance. So that was the connection. In the Bible, they talk about the golden calf, and it was as if, oh, we were worshiping gold. We're worshiping this inanimate object. And then that story then makes y'all feel like, oh, worshiping money and all of that. But actually, they were destroying a matriarchy, if I recall. The golden calf was actually an example or image of their god in some respect. You know how certain gods have certain images attached to them? Yeah. Like, but it was like an example of the woman, and they were going in and destroying all of these other people's spiritual practices, right? Like they're destroying. It's genocide. They're getting rid of everybody's ways of life. That's what the Bible was talking about in that portion of the golden calf, but it's not attached to anything else. So you don't really hear about what those people actually were doing before y'all came and blew everything up. But the golden calf thing in today's Christianity is a story about greed and about how we should not worship superficial shit. That's what the Christianity I started out with, that was what we were being told. Money is the root of all evil and all of that shit, But then the Christians, and y'all know what I'm talking about, the evangelicals, the Mormons, all of them that say that they do all of this in the name of God and Jesus and the Bible, they come up with a dictator that did this.
Shrines are shaking, and it doesn't look like this one's going anywhere anytime soon. So Donald Trump has now, in front of the Capitol, placed a statue of himself, a gold statue, holding a Bitcoin. There's a lot to the story. Let's talk about it. So when I first saw this, I did think that it was AI, but on The Cut and very reputable news sources, they said that this is all true. So in front of now the Capitol building, there's now a statue of Donald Trump. And they're saying that it's sponsored by Bitcoin, a way to promote Bitcoin, and it's very authoritarian, I'm not going to lie. Now, this is a 12-foot statue. The statue of Donald Trump is 12 feet tall. It sits on 3rd Street in front of the Capitol, and it was a promotion of cryptocurrency to the rest of America. It's a statue that was paid for by crypto investors, and it was unveiled just hours before the conversation with the Federal Reserve about lowering the interest rate. Now, right now, Trump has been going at it with one of the board members of the Federal Reserve, a Black woman named Lisa Cook. He has been trying to get her fired immediately, asking the Supreme Court to be able to fire her because he technically can't. 2 different branches of government, he's not allowed to do that. He's trying to get her fired, but the actual head of the Federal Reserve, which is this man, Chairperson Jerome Powell, he said that inflation for goods and prices are to continue to build over the rest of the year and then to 2026. So they're looking at this like it's a good thing. Lowering the interest rate is going to make the stock market plummet, baby. And then you think prices are out of control now? So this is really, really telling. That statue is kind of a signal to show the authoritarian direction that the government is going in, how they're doing the First Amendment right and taking it away, how they are moving into a dictatorship. We just are. Him being able to be even asking, can he fire certain people that other presidents didn't have the jurisdiction to fire, is to me more telling than the statue. This is not Trump's first statue. He actually has another statue that was created in April 2025 called the Red Trump. So this is just the golden Trump. Very interesting, very telling.
Okay. Okay. And did y'all also see that there was supposed to be some, and that might have been a joke. But I saw Don Lemon post it. Hold up. Let me go to Don Lemon's page right quick. And to me, this is an example of how when you don't have principles, but you pretend like you care about religion, you pretend as if you care about God and all of the things, but you don't actually care about what God or what Jesus was promoting. You don't pay attention to what Jesus was actually saying. And I've always felt this way. I have always felt that people were not actually caring, listening to, or really, they were not really invested in what Jesus was actually teaching to people. They're more so, here it is. They're more so invested in the representation of power. And so that's why I feel like if you have certain ideals and morals and understand certain rules about life, then it doesn't matter if a false god or, you know, and I think Trump is a false god to people. I think a lot of people are false gods in our day and age. You know, like, because as soon as they do something that goes against what they're supposed to be about, that should be the eye opener that this person isn't who they say they are and we shouldn't trust them. But that's not what's happening on a micro scale or a large scale. It doesn't happen with women when we talk about these niggas, and apparently it doesn't happen with you know, political figures and dictators and shit, because I distinctly remember telling y'all this was bad the last time he was president. What the fuck are y'all thinking about? Like, and this is how you know people weren't paying attention, because they don't realize how bad it was, and all the things that have been dismantled that were put in place during the Obama years that secure certain safeties under the law against so many things that have now been dismantled over time. That, you know, you turn around now and it's like, oh yeah, girl, they can take away all your little civil rights because you wasn't paying attention as they were doing it throughout the years because you got a $1,200 check from the Congress, girl. All right. But yeah, look at this, y'all. This was on, let me blow this up a little bit. Move it over here so I can see. See you on the South Lawn UFC. White House post about upcoming UFC event on South Lawn for America's 250th anniversary. Now, to me, this is going to be a dog whistle to all you poor, angry white people that still really, really love some wrestling, right? So it's the same thing for the people that like football. Making y'all focus on those sports, regardless to what's going on in the world, is, you know, a distraction. Hey, look at the lights over here while we take all of your rights over here. Look at all the lights while we take all your rights. You know what I'm saying? All of the lights. Yeah, y'all. Yeah. This is what they're doing outside the White House. And listen, I am not surprised because, like, you know, I was raised to be very, you know, revolutionary in my thought process. Like, my daddy, you know, acted and walked in civil rights movements and all of that. Like, I come from a very pro-black, educated about what the fuck is going on around you and involved type of family. Like that's what I come from. But so when I say that, I mean, I've always understood the hypocrisy and the bullshit of the White House. But I really thought that the white people believed it. I thought the white people believed it. I never believed that shit meant virtue. I never thought that meant justice and all of that. No, I always felt like it was like a rigged game, right? Where you think you're playing a game and there are certain rules, and so you're playing by the rules, and then you realize all of a sudden that certain motherfuckers get to skirt the rules and they get to go around, and then you're like, well, why do they get to do it? And then, you know, you like, okay, well then I'm gonna do it then, and now you caught up because it was all a trap. It was all a trap. Okay, so that you could end up being a slave to somebody. So I kind of always saw the hypocrisy and the bullshit of our country all of that flag waving and, America first. Like, I've never felt good about that. When y'all were doing that after 9/11, I didn't feel that great about it then. Because to me, I've always felt like the American flag is sometimes just, the we can't fly our Confederate flags, so let's fly the American flag shit. Right? Like that's just how I've always felt. And to my knowledge, even in my family, the black men that were involved in the military, those are the people that were left with nothing. Those are the people that were left with broken spirits, minds, drug problems, and no wealth to build upon after they had sacrificed their lives. Like I had my mom's brother was in a war at some point, like Vietnam and all of that shit. So like growing up in my household, you just kind of always understood that all of this was bullshit. But we thought as long as the white people believed it, then we could play by these rules, right? And eventually get footing. And we did to some extent, right? But like Deontay Cole said, oh yeah, we're going to let you niggas eat at our restaurants and then we're going to kill all y'all leaders. Like, and I think that's another reflection of that, the him thing. What are you trading your life for? What are you really trading your life for? Because it's fool's gold is really what it's giving. A lot of this shit be giving fool's gold. And to see how these people don't care about any of that shit. They was just talking about freedom of speech and all of that last year. Oh, that's what America's about, freedom of speech. And now somebody say something about y'all little dictator puppets and shit. And now y'all all in y'all feelings and forgot what the fuck, your freedom of speech and all of that. Yeah, y'all forgot all about that. That's what we talking about, the hypocrisy of it all. That's why I don't give a fuck about, like, come on, bro. Seeing how the Democrats, all of the Democrats except for two white boys decided not to vote for the Charlie Kirk shit. Yeah. And when I tell y'all that all white people are racist and they have to actively work against it and stretch out of that. And most people are too weak to do shit like that. Most people are too weak to stretch outside of their socialization. That's why the only people that do it at large are black women. That's why I say we should lead, because we're the ones that are going to actually try to stretch outside of our pain. We're going to try to figure it out. We're going to try to fix it. That's us. Y'all, everybody else, all you other motherfuckers, y'all just gonna, put y'all head in the sand for the most part about a lot of these things. I'm just saying. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. Your government is like fucking wildin' per use, girl. And then y'all, Kamala, excuse me. Excuse me. Kamala has been doing her runs, right? Kamala was on, what was it, CNN, MSNBC, child, one of the fake liberal ones. Because all of y'all are phony to me.
Now we are dealing with, as I called him.
Not all of y'all, you know what I mean. Like, all of the publications have some, we're pretending like we give a fuck, but we really don't. Like, example, all of y'all voting for the Charlie Kirk shit, Democrats. Yeah.
At my speech on the ellipse, a tyrant.
Thank you.
We used to compare the strength of our democracy to communist dictators. That's what we're dealing with right now, Donald Trump.
And has anybody, I remember always hearing about communism and socialism, okay, especially in the 80s, because like Clue is one of my favorite movies, right? And they mentioned communism was a red herring. They mentioned those political systems, and I like to know what the fuck people be talking about. So I remember when I was younger looking up communism and socialism and shit. And outside of the dictator part of it, I never understood what the problem was. No, your one individual ass cannot own something, but the people can. Yeah, I feel like on some, especially if the government is not being tyrannical, I do kind of feel like, yeah, we probably should have thought about a way to create that, not in that exact way, but I don't see anything wrong with not allowing some of y'all to do this monopoly shit that y'all do. Because what y'all do is y'all buy up businesses, y'all buy up land, y'all jack the prices up, and then y'all force everybody into submission. Either they're going to work like slaves to afford it, or they're going to be on the street homeless, and then you're going to throw them in jail and they're going to be slaves that way too. But if some of you motherfuckers can't own this shit and it has to be for the people, by the people, then that would mean the people would have the power and not individuals. Not individual, especially not these individual groups of motherfuckers that, you know, want to own monopolies on shit.
And these titans of industry are not speaking up. And perhaps it is because his threats and the way he has used the weight of the federal government to take out vengeance on his critics is something that they fear. And I get that. I understand why they do. We've seen the demonstration of it. Perhaps it is because they want to please him and nominate him for a Nobel Prize. Perhaps it's because they want a merger approved or they want to avoid an investigation. But at some point, they've got to stand up for the sake of the people who rely on all of these institutions to have integrity and to, at some point, be the guardrails against a tyrant
Tyranny.
who is using the federal government to execute his whim and fancy because of a fragile ego.
Yeah, girl. That's what we say. We say all the time, everything be about these niggas' fragile ass egos. So she was talking, right? She was saying it like she was on The View, and it was very emotional. I don't want to play it. But when she was on The View, I watched the whole clip on The View. And when she talked about how it was devastating for her, but the feeling is not that, oh, I lost the race. The feeling is I know how bad this is going to be for everybody else. And to me, that is the fucking reason. And that reason alone should have made her the president and not him. Because just alone, the lady felt for the country in a way that meant, yeah, I might not, like she's not revolutionary. She's not, and she should have been. That would have been a time for her to be a little bit more extreme in her thoughts and in the shit she was saying, but she was trying to play it too close to the middle. That was Kamala's problem, playing it too close to the middle. But I absolutely feel like she felt the same thing a lot of us felt, which is that we could see where this was going. We knew where this was going. We had been worried about it ever since, fucking Ruth Gator Ginsburg, whatever the fuck, died, because we knew giving up that seat, what that was going to do. And everything has been going downhill since then. Even before that, but you know what I mean? So yeah, and I know her book is really good, and it talks about all of the ways that then people played in her face and she had to just act like she was going along with it. Yeah. She should have broke out. She should have said it back then. She should have broke out. She should have admonished Biden and his administration then. I think it would have separated her, and it might have made some of the people more on her side if they didn't feel like she was just going with the status quo. So yeah, I feel like, people don't know how to use being radical without being tyrannical. And that shit is crazy. That's the problem. That's crazy to me that we can't ever be radical in protection of people's rights. We can't be radical in the way that we want to protect ourselves from harm, because then that's wrong. But they can be radical against us because they want to take and want to encroach and want to steal and want to rape and pillage. But she was so sad about it. And I feel like when she talked about what it felt like, what she knew it was going to mean for the country, I feel like, yes. And I feel like there was a collective dread, and there has since been a collective dread that has happened, no matter what anybody says. So yeah, that's what's going on there. And then this weird ass shit. So, okay, y'all, we're going to have to talk. Can we talk about this? Because I've been wanting to talk about it. Where is it? Where's the original part? That was basically talking about the setup of how Charlie Kirk got with his wife in the first place. Okay. Matter of fact, let me start there and then I'll go to the other part. Okay. So let me bring it over here. So, Erica Kirk competed in the 2012 Miss USA competition, which was owned by Trump. Her talent portion for the Miss Arizona contest was performing a dribbling exhibition with 2 balls. Her website still lists contact info to book her for modeling and acting. Charles James Kirk was born on October 14, 1993 in Chicago suburbs of Arlington Heights, Illinois, and raised nearby Prospect Heights. His father, Robert W. Kirk, is an architect who was involved in the construction of Trump Tower. Y'all know how it works. It's always a connection. Everyday Heroes Like You, 501, 2006, Orphan Project. I want to see. What is this? Erica Kirk, clothing line, Proclaim Ministry, Orphan Project. So I think this is showing a connection. The connection between, I guess, her Romania. Girl, what? Yeah, it feels like this is showing the connection between her and Trump. But I feel like, duh. And if y'all saw this video of when they hugged, it actually shows how Trump is. Here it is. This is my girl right here. I love her. Like, look at his body language and her trying to hug him. Y'all, we keep trying to tell y'all, he is a sociopath. He's a sociopath, honey. He doesn't care. He doesn't have any empathy. He doesn't have any emotions. And to me, I'm looking at her like, why are you pretending like you have emotions? You probably don't have any emotions either being married to that man. The Pat, get off me. Why are you hugging him this tight? Because she's willing to play that role that hard. She is really trying to show y'all her acting chops with the way she is trying to get affection from this man that has none to give. He's uncomfortable, and the way he's backing away from her is, my dick's about to get hard. She won't feel it, but I also don't like all of this affection shit. Get this off of me. See that? When he bit his lip and went to put his hand on her shoulder? Yeah. The files? The grabbing of the pussies? Mm-hmm. That's what that looked like. Impatience, alerting, keeping time, punctuating conclusion. Smooch, ushering, redirecting, meaning get off me.
This is malignant narcissism in physical form. His narcissism makes him incapable of genuine connection and therefore empathy and therefore love. In a narcissistic supply loop, the only energy that feeds him is his need for external validation and admiration, making him incapable of recognizing her need for comfort, and instead he offers her the only energy that he understands, admiration and applause. His impatience with her embrace drives him to control with emotional suppression. Lip biting is a violent suppression of emotion, and it typically suppresses sadness or arousal. And this doesn't look like sadness to me.
Yeah, that lip bite, yeah. Mm-hmm.
If you sense that there was something off about this clip, then you're probably
okay. So yeah. The energy is really, really weird, you guys. So I want everybody to, stop thinking these people are normal. These people are not normal. Speaking of these people not being normal, bitch. Did y'all see this? Elon Musk's father, Errol Musk, accused of sexually abusing his own children and stepchildren. Child, there's a whole interview. Where's the interview? Because I could have sworn I saved the clip of him talking, him being interviewed, and him basically telling y'all how, pedophiles, it's okay to be a pedophile, girl. Damn. I just saw it. Okay, hold up, y'all. I'm gonna put this up here and I'm gonna find it on TikTok, because I could have sworn that I had saved that shit. But this is not surprising to me. Because again, these people have no real, like, they don't love anything. They don't love anybody. Like, that's not that's not a real emotion for them. Hold up. Errol Musk. Musky baby. Let me see. Was it TMZ? I don't know TMZ. Just don't think she's TMZ. Let me see if it's on TMZ, y'all. I really want y'all, because I thought I saved it, and I really want y'all to see this interview because it was just like, wow. Okay, no. Oh, wait. Is it on here? No. Why, y'all? I'm starting to feel like they might have took the shit down. Cause like, what the fuck? Why is it hard to find? Got it on my mind. Ooh, you won't be hard to find. Here it is. Here it is. Got it. Y'all ready?
Had a kid with your ex.
What's this fucking music, y'all? Ugh.
And she stayed here for 3 weeks, and we got on very, very well, her and I. In fact, she was now a grown woman of just on 30.
How old were you at that time?
So I was 70.
So it's just 40 years difference, eh?
40 years different.
Yeah, roughly.
When she came here for the 3 weeks, we spent a lot of time together, and we just got on terribly well. Then she left. A couple of months later, she called me and said she needs to see me. So she came, we sat out there, and she sat there and she showed me a mammogram. Or not a mammogram.
Oh, yeah. It's a scan to see the baby.
Scan, right. She said, I'm pregnant. I'm not sure what I said exactly, but I'm pretty sure
His stepdaughter.
So
Grown,
she said,
but his
"It is you."
stepdaughter.
So I said, well, I didn't really believe that because that's standard story from women, you know. The results of
That's the standard story for women. I didn't really believe that. So y'all, it's just fascinating how terrible men are. Like, no matter who they are, because that's the same thing. That's the same thing some dumb nigga has said to you. That's y'all line. Well, y'all like to have unprotected sex with people. So yeah. You're gonna hear a lot from people that they're pregnant if you're always fucking them unprotected. That's how that works.
she came back, I mean, she was 4.5 months pregnant, that it is 99.9% my child. And she stayed here for 3 weeks, and we got on.
Can you imagine? Hold up. Okay, yeah, no. Because I'm like, there was more from the interview, and I was trying to see if I could find it.
Do you think Elon is a good dad?
No, he hasn't been a good dad. The first child was too much with nannies and died in the care of a nanny. Now, what I'm saying, if Elon hears this, he's going to shoot me or something. But anyway, that's what I think. That's no good. They were too rich, too many nannies. Then he had 5 children with the same woman, 5 sons, all brought up. Each one had its own nanny. You followed me?
Mm-hmm.
When they got divorced, the nannies were 6 on this side and 6 on that side. So it was really a weird situation.
Just never really spent time with kids here.
No.
Do you think Elon?
Okay, so what does that create? Lack of emotional stability in a child. Okay, that's what that would then give. Okay, hold on, let me see.
90 Mandela gets out of prison.
Not fucking Vlad. That's not what I want. I want more shit about what he said about.
When Elon was in high school, there was a situation where
Also, this man has, like, this lack of awareness is ridiculous. Like, this man is up here telling y'all how
Crazy facts.
evil his son is. Like, he didn't have any parts in it. Like, you're evil too. Hold up. I'm just trying to see, because there was more from that original clip.
She stayed here for 3 weeks.
Yeah, there was. I'm trying to find the rest of that without fucking music on it.
And she stayed here for 3 weeks.
Let me see. Okay, here is the actual page. Great. I don't even know. Okay, here we go.
You had a kid with your ex-wife's daughter, who you kind of raised. How did your family react when they found out?
Well, Kimmel said it happens because he just had a child with one of his waitresses.
Yeah. And Elon,
She's
how
now
did
12.
he feel?
Elon was not the sort of person who would even be interested. You know, he had so much woman problems of his own at that stage. So, you know, he didn't say anything. My daughters, though, Rose was living with me. She immediately said she wants to live in somewhere else. She doesn't live here anymore. It was me.
Yeah.
She was in the middle of it.
Why didn't she feel safe anymore? Or?
No. That'd be ridiculous. That's so.
Don't be ridiculous. That's so dumb. So your daughter finds out that you impregnated your stepdaughter that you helped raise. She feels like if you'll fuck her, You fuck me. So I'm going to leave because I feel unsafe. That is the obvious deduction. That is what is being deduced in this moment by the man that's interviewing. He then starts to laugh and call the man ridiculous. You know he's not ridiculous. You know he's not ridiculous. You know that you're unsafe. And you know that your daughter had every right to question her safety in the house with you once she found out what you had done. So the way he then tries to attack the intelligence of the interviewer so that we can deflect from the fact that your daughter feels unsafe around you, my God, today.
No,
Dumb. That's really a dumb question.
I thought that's
Not.
what you were getting
It's
at.
a dumb question.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's the sort of question stupid people would ask.
Okay.
And
Look. Now you calling him stupid. All of this. The man said, I thought that's where you were going. You know why? Because a lot of the times these people don't realize how they're telling on themselves. And when a person is perceptive and they can pick it up, they then try to flip it like, motherfucker, we can see you. Well, no, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about.
Set you straight.
Thank
So
you.
don't ask stupid questions like that. But you're not stupid. I can see that.
Thank you. You
Look, and now you're going to hurry up and come behind it. Can you imagine having this nigga as a daddy?
Page news in the Daily Mail the next few days.
so
And,
you leaked the story yourself.
yeah, I linked it to the Daily News.
Why
Daily
did you
Mail.
want people to know about this?
I don't hide about my children.
And were you not nervous
Because
for
he
your
feels
ex-wife
no shame. He feels no shame.
to find out that you
No.
had had a baby with her daughter?
No, she was remarried. She'd remarried somebody else.
Yeah, I know that, but it's still unconventional, you know?
No, she was living with someone else. That case, I should have been walking around outside her house saying, "What are
Yeah.
you doing with this other man?"
No. If she had fucked your son, then you can be outside her house like, hey, you fucked my son. You fucked her daughter. You are her ex-husband. You helped raise that woman and you went back and had a baby with her.
Do you not think that's strange at all?
No. One woman's another woman.
One woman's another woman. One woman's another woman. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. This is how you know these niggas will fuck their kids. One woman's another woman. That means you don't care about your familiar, your family connections with these people. No. Women are a means to an end. Pleasure, comfort, service.
Man, 2/3 of the world right now, marriageable age is 12.
Yeah, that's wrong though.
Well, you may think so. For front page news.
You may think so. I think the 12-year-old girl may
If you
feel
look in the-
so as well. I think she may feel that way as well.
Third world, a man won't take a woman who's secondhand. So if you're in the Western world, you meet a woman and you think she's nice, when you start to get cozy with each other, you say, well, I've had 4 other girls before you. She says, oh, no, I've had 135 men.
Yeah.
Do you want her anymore?
I haven't come across that
Would
yet.
you want her anymore?
I feel like it's the same
don't
with
want her
guys and
anymore.
girls, to be
You
honest. That's how I
don't
feel.
want her anymore. Unless there's something wrong with you.
For me, I see it this way. I feel like if
Look how toxic. This is what these boys are growing up getting from other grown men. Which is ridiculous, y'all. Body count does not matter. I'm going to say it again. Body count does not matter. We are humans. We are humans. Make sure people don't have STDs. Make sure they don't have STIs. Yes. But what do you mean you've been with 4 women? She's been with 135 guys. And I'm going to tell you why you know this is a lie. I'm going to tell you why you know this is a lie. Because these are the same men that pay to fuck prostitutes. But also, that's the reason for why you would date children, right? Because you don't want a woman that's been used, so you date a child. Yeah, y'all are pedos.
a guy can sleep with a ton of girls, why can't a girl sleep with a ton of guys?
If you look in the third world,
like this is the mind frame.
Kimmel's eldest son and Elon's eldest son have declared themselves to be women.
So they were born a man and now they identify
That's
as
bullshit,
a woman.
you know.
How do you don't agree, hey?
It's bullshit, yeah. Bullshit.
And how do you
We
feel
know,
Elon's
sir.
handled the situation?
We know you have every fucked up mentality that the world offers everybody. You care about body count, you're homophobic, transphobic, racist, hate women. Yeah. We know. Y'all just hate. And you think everybody else is dumb. We know,
because
girl.
he does. They've completely separated. Hey, like I know his daughter has filed to completely leave the relationship. She wants to change her name.
Well, I can't
she
get
wants
into this
nothing to do with
personal.
him.
The best creeds in the world will tell you, accept people for who they are, not for what they were. The newish thing these days where you can, why you're not a success is because I'm actually a woman, or I'm actually something else, or I'm actually a dog or a cat or something. It's crap. In years gone by, we've all...
These preposterous extreme exaggerations of what's actually happening so that you can be dismissive. Like, cut it out.
Maybe you have too. We've all had the odd friend who was just misfit, couldn't, and you hope in long time they get out of it.
I've always been a misfit.
Yeah, you hope eventually that they submit.
If I went to your father now and said, "You gay,"
you'd probably go, "That makes sense."
No. No, he would break out into sweat like you can't believe. Oh my God.
I don't think you'd mind that much.
Kimmel's eldest son.
Sounds like you think that, like, it sounded like he was saying that if you were my son, you would be too scared to tell me that you were gay. Well, yeah, because you're abusive, misogynistic, homophobic, transphobic demon. Like, yeah. You're a black hole. Yeah. It doesn't look like it, but he's a black hole. And then, of course, having kids with his stepdaughter. So yeah,
and
y'all.
She's here for 3
That went viral today in white people's news. Just in case y'all thought that white people were having any way near better experience in life, in case y'all thought money meant that someone was having a good experience in their childhood, because a lot of y'all think that having a really beautiful room and getting all of the money, like you think that means something. That's funny. Okay, so this man who fathered one of the world's most talked about tech moguls is now at the center of a storm of his own. Errol Musk, the 79-year-old tech billionaire, father to tech billionaire Elon Musk, is being hit with some serious accusations. He's being accused of sexually abusing 5 of his children and stepchildren since 1993, according to New York Times. Yeah, he seems like the type to not only assault the women, assault the girls, but then assault the boys as well. He seems like the type. The accusations laid out in the New York Times report ain't fresh news to the family. They trace back to 1993 when Errol's 4-year-old stepdaughter allegedly told relatives about being touched by him. A decade later, the same stepdaughter claimed she caught him sniffing her dirty underwear. Mister, if a woman has had 135 men, you don't want her, but you're sniffing dirty underwear of children. Got it. Now, this isn't just a one-off thing. The allegations are said to include 2 of his daughters and a stepson, too. According to the Times, 3 separate law enforcement investigations were launched, but it's a cold case for the most part. 2 of the inquiries went nowhere, and the outcome of the 3rd one is still a mystery. So this should let you know that somebody being exceptionally rich means that they can brutalize and traumatize and assault and violate their children, and nobody will do anything about it. Just in case y'all were disillusioned by money, just in case you were disillusioned by what white folks do, because a lot of y'all want to be white folks so bad. Well, this is the type of stuff that white folks do. And I'm not saying specifically them, because everybody does this shit, but y'all do pedestalize whiteness and money in this society, and this is the type of shit that be going on behind closed doors. This is Elon Musk's father. Right here. Okay, that's what we're talking about. But yeah, these are the powerful people that are raising the next generation of powerful people, and we wonder why we're like wondering that we all die in 2020 and we're just in hell now. Like, nah, bitch, I went to other countries since 2020. That's not what's happening. I just want y'all to be clear. But yeah, y'all. That's what's going on there. Can you imagine? Like, not that I have, like, time to have empathy for certain people and all of that, But it absolutely it makes me feel like the reason why Elon Musk is the way he is because that was his father. And I can only imagine what you did to him in order for him to be the batshit person that we know him to be. And Trump, like, just giving a lot of y'all were assaulted by your fathers in order to make y'all strong men, because y'all know they think that, right? They think that if you can get ard by another man, that, you know, you're going to be prepared and you're going to be strong. Like, brutalizing and weakening the mind and the spirit in order to create physical strongness and brutality in the body is a behavior I see consistently. You know, that's why I'm, always telling y'all hypermasculinity makes kids gay. If y'all were worried about the agenda for making people gay, whenever y'all make boys hypermasculine, whenever y'all force sex on them so they'll be straight, yeah, you're actually kind of bringing about the gay shit. I think it's hilarious how that works. But yeah, speaking of gay shit, where's my shit, man? Where's my intro? We gotta run it. Whatever I want to get.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Oh, y'all, Diddy's legal team is asking the judge to cap his sentence at 14 months, pointing out he's already served 13 and what they describe as terrible conditions at MDC. His lawyers say jail has been a turning point, claiming Diddy became sober for the first time in 25 years and even launched a program called Free Game with Diddy. Oh, wow. So he barely is handling his own sobriety, but he has time to start a program for other people. Yeah, that's a way for him to suck the lives out of the niggas in prison. That's what that sounds like. You got to find some of your energy vampire. You got to find some youth in order to, take advantage of, exploit, and suck from their youthful energy. And that sounds like a way to do that. A 6-week class teaching inmates business, entrepreneurship, and personal development. Can you this is the thing that makes me mad, because y'all are still not seeing the fucking pattern. To me, nobody should ever be working under or for Diddy ever again. He cannot be trusted to be a good employer. He overworks. He doesn't pay. He exploits and he abuses all of his employees. Even if y'all think that he's not abusing all of his girlfriends, he's damn sure abusing all of his employees. The security, the assistants, all of the fucking assistants, all of the fucking security, all of them come out like brainwashed, abused, traumatized cult members. If y'all were paying attention to anybody that rolled up on that fucking stand to say they used to work for that man, they not right now. They're not all right. A lot of them are PTSD the fuck down. The chefs that work for him were abused by him. Nobody should ever be working for or under this man again. And the thing that makes me upset is that by y'all doing this pipeline shit. So think about the young men that look up to this nigga because they grew up in a society where money and performances of masculinity are valuable to them. He got money. He Diddy. He an OG. Oh, he gonna give us free game. He gonna put us on. He gonna give us money. Does that sound like anything? I don't know. Making a fucking band? Sounds like an opportunity for him to exploit more people. That's what that sounds like to me. Because you're going to help these people and they're going to be loyal. They're going to be out of prison, brainwashed by a fucking celebrity, and looking for opportunity in a job. And Diddy The master manipulator exploiter is going to be there to help and make everybody think that he's doing the right thing. Meanwhile, don't drink anything. Don't eat anything. Don't be nowhere with that nigga alone if you can help it. And even then, depends on who's involved. But to me, this is not a sign that somebody should be freed. This is a sign that somebody has already figured out a way to do what they've always done. But because most people don't pay attention to what the actual issue is, y'all are going to think this is a good thing. I like it. He got sober. Nigga ain't have a choice. No, he does have a choice. Niggas do drugs in jail, especially if they somebody like Diddy that you don't even have to pay the security guard. All you got to do is have a security guard that's a fan of that one CD you came out with, in 2011 or some shit. Somebody that was really on last night. I really didn't even get an answer. And don't even talk about the niggas that life has not been the same or has not been as good since More Money, More Problems came out. Don't even talk about them people. Because the way they're going to attach the nostalgia of what they thought their life was like back then to your music and therefore to you as a person, girl, they will be willing to go to jail by helping you get shit in the jail because they grew up Diddy bopping and shit. That's what we've learned about people. Look. Paris Weaver Bay. Okay, always, a woman somewhere. Always a woman somewhere. Y'all crazy, so we're crazy. That man kicked that bitch like a football. That man has been accused of assaulting people and cheating people out of money for the past 30 years. Somehow, we're the crazy ones. Y'all crazy. That man was or is a billionaire outside all that other shit. What the fuck does that mean? He's an amazing father and probably has a wealth of information to use to inspire those black men that probably never had any hope. Exactly, bitch. Exactly. And then he's going to exploit and abuse them. We not clicking? We got to stop playing around and realize the strength in being black and help each other. Yeah, no, that's not what he's going to do. That mind frame is how you will get tricked out. That's the mind frame of somebody that's so susceptible to manipulation. You will think he's helping you while he's exploiting you and abusing you and selling your body to people. And then you'll be so grateful for the opportunity. Y'all see how that keeps the football thing? You should be grateful that we're going to exploit and abuse you, but you get to be around us. So you should be so grateful because we're amazing. Man, just let him out already. Sick of hearing about this, especially after all the witnesses, victims, employees, etc. All claim to have stayed for money or in advance in their career. It seems that he never forced any of the women to do anything they didn't want to do, except for when a girl was running down the hallway with her shit trying to get away from a freak off and he beat her ass and dragged her back. Except for that one time, right? I'm not even about to read the rest of that. Pray he allows the Lord to use his fall for his glory. This is good. He's doing time for being a freak with willing participants. Listen, I love all of the young girls who would actually be locked in a room to be fucked out by a fat old man that they would never lay down with. I love that y'all are the girls that say shit like that. Y'all are the girls that would get trafficked. Y'all are the girls that would think that, I want to be here, and then find out that no, bitch, you don't want to be here. Y'all would think that, right? You would think, I'm okay with being peed on. My nigga peed on me in a shower one time and it was fine. So if you paying, then yeah, I'm down for it, right? Yeah. Until you wake up with a sore coochie and a sore ass and realize that you didn't even say that you wanted to do anything, but because you're there, they can use your body however they see fit, and you don't even remember. It's violation because you think you're signing up to do some nasty shit for some money, and then you find out that, no, you don't even remember the nasty shit that they did to you. Sometimes I feel like I have to be very direct with the possibility, the real possibility based on the history of a person. Everyone deserves a second chance. This is not a second chance for Diddy. This is like a 1,000th chance for Diddy. But this is the way people are responding. They're tired of hearing about it, so he should be released out into the public to harm other people. Great. That's great. And so then we come to Caresha. So the Shade Room has obtained a copy of a character statement that Young Miami wrote for Diddy. Would you guys like me to read it? Would you guys like me to read it? Dear Your Honor, my name is Caresha Brownlee. I'm a mother, daughter, sister, and a hip-hop artist who has spent many years in the public eye. I want to be clear that I cannot speak on or defend anything that may have happened before I met Sean Combs. I do not condone any wrongdoing. I can only speak from my personal experience and the man I've come to know over the past 4 years. For 3 of those years, I was in a public relationship with Sean, and during that time, I witnessed and came to know a different person than the one often portrayed. Behind the scenes, he was loving, genuine, supportive, and always encouraging. He motivated me, believed in me, and helped me grow both personally and professionally. Bitch, I need for everybody to learn what pimping is. Just because somebody told you a whole bunch of nice words don't mean the overall goal is not to strip you of all of that at some point. Oh, y'all hoes need to read some books. I'm writing this letter because I believe it's important for the court to know the side of Sean that isn't always seen or spoken about. The man who poured into others, who gave opportunities, who led by example, and who loved deeply. Yeah, led by example, all right. He helped shape me both professionally and personally. Did he, girl? He did all of that for you? He basically made you who you are today, huh, girl? That's what pimps do, though. They strip you down and rebuild you in their image. That's what they do, girl. He believed in me, pushed me to grow, and taught me how to be a better businesswoman. He helped me find balance between chasing my dreams and being present for my family because that's what he did. No matter how busy he was, he never missed holidays or special moments with his family. But he also never really gave you his full attention on not a video call we saw on the internet. He was always like having you up there to make his old ass look young, not even really paying attention to you, talking to everybody but you. But he was giving you all this attention, girl. All right. Okay. I mean, I saw y'all on live and I know what was going on live. And it definitely was giving mind games, manipulation, and creating a system that you would be chasing him for his validation and attention while he played with you. Talk to you in 1 minute. As soon as you start talking, now his attention and change to somebody else. Yeah. But y'all don't know these mind games that niggas play. So I'm going to continue. One of the most meaningful memories was when he took me to my first Met Gala. It wasn't just about the event. It was about what it represented. Sean has always made it a priority to open doors for Black people, to make sure we are seen, heard, and valued in spaces where we've historically been excluded. Yes, we so love when rich people use our allegiance to Blackness to manipulate and exploit us. Don't we love that? You know what I'm saying? Like, yay, we love Black people, but we also love the dictators that are ruining your lives. I'm gonna leave y'all alone. Woo, the world. Sean has always made it a priority to open doors for Black people, blah, blah, blah. The night reminded me that we belong in every room, at every table, and in every conversation. He's constantly encouraged me and so many others to dream bigger, walk in confidence, and never shrink who we are to make others comfortable. Right. Like, don't beat a bitch ass. You know what I mean? Like, don't not beat a bitch ass in front of a room full of people. Like, if you want to beat a bitch in front of, Usher and Pharrell and Jimmy Iovine, like, if you want to like beat a bitch ass and, just punch her in the face at a table full of A-list celebrities, do it. Who's going to do anything about it? Ask Errol Musk. Nobody's going to do anything. Oh, Lord. He also gave me a voice by providing me a platform on his network to speak for the culture and connect with people in a way that was real and authentic. He gave me a voice because you didn't have a voice without him. You were a fucking artist. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh my God. He gave you a voice. Motherfucking rapper. He gave you a voice. already millions of fucking followers. He gave you a voice. Y'all really love to give the credit that really should go to you. Y'all love to give it away to a nigga. Y'all do. Y'all love to put a nigga's name on y'all work. Shout out to Erica De Niro. Bitch wrote her whole thesis statement, did all the research, did all the hard work, and then came and put Diddy name on it. Girl, okay. But that's okay because, you know, bottom bitches and women that have been brainwashed by manipulation from Romeo pimp like niggas. Yeah, girl, bottom bitch. The opportunity changed the direction of my career and showed me the impact one person can have when they choose to uplift others. Because her career has been better since she's been with him? Let me know down in the comments. Beyond all of that, I've seen him give back to his community over and over again. Let me ask y'all, was it uplifting when she was saying that Diddy would have old girl on her knees eating pussy because she's an eater? That's so uplifting. Kicking Cassie in the fucking head. So uplifting. He's different because men change from shit like that. You're right. Billionaire black men with no checks and balances in their lives ever change because they went to jail for a few months. He's never going to hit a bitch again, I'm sure. Oh my God, everybody's so stupid. Beyond all of that, I've seen him give back to his community over and over and over again. In 2022, he fed the homeless together on we fed the homeless together on Thanksgiving. Oh, girl, what are you, Nino Brown? Get the fuck out of here. Giving turkeys does not change the fact that that you out here beating those ass and pimping the girls out and not paying your artists. Ain't that funny? He can exploit the piss out of everybody. He can ruin the careers of all of these black people. He can abuse these black women, right? He could do all of this abusive shit, but he gave out turkeys at Thanksgiving. And so even though he didn't pay all of these black people their money or their just due and stole from them so they couldn't really eat on their own, he gave them some turkeys. Am I my brother's keeper? Why, yes. Yes, I am. There were so many moments where he gave quietly, privately, without cameras because his heart genuinely wanted to help. No, he genuinely wants people to think he's a good guy so that he can manipulate them later. I've also witnessed him doing real inner work. He made the choice to check himself into anger management, start therapy, and commit physical healing through therapy. He's been pretending to do that since before he got with you. You remember when he started to call himself Brother Love? He was already on the beach, bitch. He was already getting the massages. He was already doing the acupuncture. He was already talking to the therapists of the world. Diddy has rebranded himself so many times that y'all don't remember he's already done some of this shit. So whatever you think he's done, he was doing that because he knew everybody was watching. Yeah, you ever got into a car accident and you know that you want to get money from the insurance company, so you go and start taking physical therapy so that you could rack up a bill so that you could send that bill to the insurance company so that you can get paid? Yeah, that's the same thing as when you know you're about to get in trouble or go to jail for doing something like beating somebody ass while high on every type of amphetamine ever created. Yeah, you say I'm about to go get help. Celebrities go and get help all the time, and it's supposed to be all is forgiven. And I just kind of feel like unless you show me a repeated history of me not hearing no issues from you, you doing the exact opposite of what you were known to do, unless I see 5 years of excellent, great behavior where it seems as if you are consistently trying to make up for where you have failed in life, I don't want to hear shit. You haven't changed. Enough work has not been done. I need time to go. I need time to pass. I need for you to be put into other stressful situations so we can see if you've actually changed. But if you haven't, if I haven't seen you walking around, and that's another thing, you can't change in jail, bitch. You can't change in jail. You could try, but the real test comes when you come back out into the world amongst everything that caused you to do the shit in the first place. Anyway, in my personal experience, y'all ready? Sean is not a danger or a threat to the community. And this is why I will continue to be annoyed with her and Saucy and anybody else that wants to give that he didn't do it to me line. That's not her experience. Girl, fuck you and your experience. That man is who he is. And you don't get to delete all of what he's done by telling us that he didn't do it to you. Like, I hate to say it, but girl, who the fuck cares about what he did to you? Because him being nice to you means that he didn't do what he did to them other people? You was just on Twitter talking about how Diddy was going to have that girl down on her fucking knees eating your coochie. What do we... Y'all can believe this bullshit. Y'all can go along with this bullshit. Please be prepared to get cursed out by me because I'm not doing this dumb shit with y'all today. This is some stupid shit. And I've been telling y'all that girl was still talking to that nigga, still fucking with that nigga. When she online giving y'all subliminals about who she talking to and her man, and she love her man, and she wonder if her man love her as much as she love him. And y'all thought she was talking about a new nigga, and I said I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. She's still talking about Sean. Because she's a bottom bitch. And bottom bitches don't throw niggas away because they go to jail. Because in their mind, I was reaping the benefits of everything he was doing. So I'ma still be down for him when he in jail. Okay. I truly believe that he belongs at home with his family, the people who mean the most to him and who continue to be his greatest source of purpose and strength. Judge, that's a good man. Thank you. Judge, that's a good man. Judge, that's a good man. Y'all know that that's a Savannah girl moment, right? Y'all know that that's a good man, Savannah. That's what that was. That's what that was. Like, you can't possibly be taking this shit seriously saying shit like that. Let's see something. I just want, just for fun. Okay, y'all ready? Just for fun. NPR, a timeline of allegations against Sean Diddy Combs. These are all just allegations. But can we read? Can we? Would you guys be interested in just seeing what NPR is just saying about Diddy? Because Caresha said he's a good man, Savannah girl. Judge, that's a good man, right? Okay. Let's get into it then. The timeline starts 1972 to 1975. According to a February 2025 filing under the Gender Motivated Violence Act, Combs allegedly molested, and trafficked plaintiff Yinka Adshina from 1972 to 1975, while Adshina was being babysat by Combs' mother, Janice Combs. I had no idea about this, y'all. I had never heard about this. The lawsuit alleges that on multiple occasions in Combs' mother's apartment and at Sheena's family apartment in New York, Combs would put his mouth on Sheena's vagina as if to drink from it, inserting his fingers into her vagina and probe his penis into her vagina, forcing her to have sex. The suit also alleges that Combs would invite his friends over to watch him have sex with Ashina. On one occasion, one of Combs' friends inserted a cylindrical pipe into her vagina, into which he poured alcohol. Combs would then drink alcohol out of her vagina. In the suit, the plaintiff claims that the mogul has been lying about his age, claiming he was born in 1969, but is at least 12 years older. She claims that Combs was an adult to her at the time of these assaults and is suing for $80 million in damages for years of pain and distress. Y'all, these are all allegations. I want to be very clear. This is what NPR is reporting that happened in the 70s. Okay? I want to be clear. All right? Because I don't know if that's true or not, because that sounds crazy to me. I've never even heard that. But I have heard that the mama was a madam. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard. Let's continue on. This is NPR, okay? Just so we're clear, I'm not pulling this out of my ass. Like, this is from NPR. 1990, Combs starts his music industry career as an intern at Uptown Records, working under executive Andre Harrell. According to a November 2023 lawsuit, Combs and the R&B singer Aaron Hall allegedly sexually assaulted an unarmed victim and a friend at a music industry event, then beat her several days later when confronted. Y'all can say what y'all want to, but if you've listened to Aaron Hall speak, you know Aaron Hall has done this to somebody. So we may not know about Sean's, version of events, but if you've listened to Aaron Hall speak, he is one of those men like Elon Musk daddy. They have no self-awareness and they have no gives, like they have no fucks to give. So essentially they explain the things that they do out loud in front of everybody as if it's not a problem or issue. So if you go and find interviews of Aaron Hall, you will hear him telling you what people know about his dick. Okay. According to a November 2023 lawsuit, Combs allegedly drugged, sexually assaults, and videotapes 19-year-old girl Joy Dickerson after going on a date with him. That's 1991. Also, let's not forget about the shit that happened, the basketball game. That's not up here. And I guess it's because these are all like assault allegations and not just all of the issues, period. But y'all know that 1991 basketball game where he oversold tickets and did not have any crowd control. And then like, what was it? 9 people died. Okay. Continuing. And this is what I be want. Everybody want to talk about demonic. So y'all turn y'all head away. Blood sacrifices are not always in a dark dungeon room with a horn head, image. Sometimes it's I did something, and because a whole bunch of people died because I did something, and then I got off, and that means that I am now emboldened that I can cause even more harm and get away with it. And energetically, I do believe like spilling blood unnecessarily sometimes it helps one person do better. I don't know if y'all have noticed how many people have died around Diddy in order for him to continue to age and be here and all of that. I just, okay. But yes, let's continue, y'all. 93, after being fired from his duties at Uptown Records, Combs starts his own label, Bad Boy Records. The label grows in popularity and notoriety over the course of decades, breaking the careers of Craig Mack, Biggie, Mace, Faith, and The Lox, and more. According to February 2025 filing under the Gender Motivated Violence Act, Combs sexually assaulted an NYU student who was working at Pep Hilfiger, the sister brand of Tommy Hilfiger. Arastelia Benitez. I don't know how to pronounce her name, but Miss Benitez, who was 20 years old at the time of the assault, claimed she was introduced to Combs through Andy Hilfiger. Combs invited her to a party in Lower Manhattan where he offered Benitez alcohol. She didn't drink and only accepted a non-alcoholic beverage. Benitez began to feel dizzy and remembers that Combs groped her breast. She pushed him away, but soon lost consciousness. When she woke up again, she was in a cab on the way back in her dorm in gym clothes she brought with her to the party, but had not been wearing. Benitez claimed she knew she had been sexually assaulted because she experienced a lot of pain in her groin area for days later. That's 1995. Never heard about that one, of course, until I think I heard about that one recently. June 95, according to an October 2024 lawsuit, Combs sexually assaulted an unnamed victim in a bathroom in New York City promo party for the One More Chance music video. If you've seen that video, I feel like The video is a party. It's one of my favorite videos. I hate that for me because that's one of my favorite videos. I can imagine somebody having some shit happen to them at a setting like that. During the alleged attack, Combs cornered her in the bathroom, kissed her aggressively. When she tried to pull away, he struck her. So I just want to be clear. This is showing, and these are all alleged for the most part, because this is just in the 90s, because this keeps going. I'm not even going to keep going with all of this. But because most of this is like the allegations that have recently come out about him. But some of it is not. But I know everybody wants to not believe it. But when you see it all written out like this, and then you know what his childhood was like, do you really think that all of these lawsuits are a lie, y'all? Do y'all really feel like all of these lawsuits are a lie? Or do you feel like Puff probably grew up with his mom teaching him that his masculinity resigned in him taking advantage of women? So if you are being raised with the understanding that women are just interchangeable, remember like Errol Musk said, Elon Musk daddy just said women are just women. It is about domination. It is about domination. And if you watch Making a Band, you will see how that domination is a part of every conversation and every interaction that man has. It is about dominating. It's about control. It's about manipulation. I feel like we can all admit that the mama is weird. So if the mama was giving Madam vibes, think about Mama D and remember what Scrappy said, growing up in a whorehouse and all of that type of shit. It's a lot of shit. Like, it's so much shit in this list, y'all. According to May 2024 lawsuit, he assaulted April Lampros. 96, found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer from the New York Post with a gun. 98, Combs started throwing his annual Hamptons all-white parties that come to be known as so lavish and exclusive. I remember those pictures all the time of people in the tabloids and all white at them parties on beds and shit. 98, according to an October 2024 lawsuit, another John Doe. Okay? That something happened in the Hamptons. We heard about that. 99, it's another lawsuit. Let me see if there was anything that wasn't a part of a recent lawsuit. In 1999, Combs is arrested and charged with 2 felonies, second-degree assault and criminal mischief in the beating of record executive Steve Stout. We remember that one. He reportedly paid Stout $500,000. The assault charge is dropped. Combs pleads guilty to a lesser charge of harassment. So you do worse shit, but you got money, so you can get the shit, taken down, right? 99. Combs, along with then girlfriend Jennifer Lopez and rapper Shine, are arrested in relation to a shooting at Club New York. We all know what happened there. So this is a repeated situation throughout the 90s of violence and threatening people with guns and then using them. Okay, let's continue. Making a Band. If y'all can't see that something is wrong with almost everybody that was in Making a Band because of this nigga, y'all haven't been watching enough interviews. Everybody seems fucked up in one way or another because of their experience on Making a Band. According to an October 2024 lawsuit, Combs assaulted another Jane Doe. This was the one that I don't know if I believe or not. Yeah. Some of these I don't know if I believe or not. Just because people don't really be remembering what's going on because they be drugged and shit. And so if you can't really remember, it's hard for me to believe your chain of events. Okay. But I still feel like it just adds to more people accusing you of some of the same shit that are living in different states that don't know each other. The shit is spanning decades. So that's why I'm saying everybody can't be lying, because y'all got to remember, right now we're talking about the 90s, early 2000s. Y'all, all of this shit is still being concealed. A lot of the stuff that's happening, all was being hidden and concealed at the time. We didn't have social media. So we didn't know about a lot of the shit that was going on behind the scenes. Every time he went to court, the cameras weren't on like they did Tupac. Anyway, in 2001, in a lawsuit, local TV host Roger Mills sued Combs, accusing him of assault, false imprisonment, destruction of property, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and a civil conspiracy in exchange, where Combs' entourage roughed him up, destroyed his camera. As we have yet to be served with this complaint, we were unable to comment. That's what the Combs spokesperson said in a statement. However, any claim that Combs participated in any wrongdoings is totally false. Furthermore, facilitating the press with this baseless complaint is a blatant attempt to exploit. So this is another time a man has accused him of beating somebody's ass. This reminds me of Chris Brown. 2001. It's another 2004 lawsuit. Let's see. 2023 lawsuit, 2024 lawsuit, 2024 lawsuit. Let me see. I'm trying to find ones that aren't like only linked to today to add in that this shit was happening back then too. Because a lot of people act like, oh, that was way back then. People have been accusing that nigga. Like when did Cassie get her ass beat? 2019, 2017, 2018, 2019, 20 them years. Okay. When did Gina say she got kicked in the stomach? Okay, I'm just saying, because like this is a pattern of behavior. So if you pay attention to the brutality at the beginning and see how the brutality continues throughout his life, you will then understand that's not a good man, Savannah. Let me continue. Let's see. 2005. This is when he signs Cassie. I've been waiting. According to a 2024 lawsuit, yeah, it's another one. Let's see. 06, Danity Kane. According to Dawn Richards' lawsuit, her damages in form of unpaid salary, not paying people. And let's not even talk about all of the hip hop artists in the 90s that were just so grateful for the opportunity, Total and the rest of them, that the depression from getting shafted, I'm sure, ended in them really like not having good lives. I don't think people really think about that, for how detrimental it was for him to use and exploit all of the artists back then that he did, and never paid them, took the rights to a lot of their music, claimed that, he did a lot of the production that he didn't actually do. Can y'all imagine the people that we don't know about that didn't get paid? Businessman, good father. He's a good man, even though he cheats everybody. Let's continue on. Let me see if there's anything else that's not from this, from the past couple of years in a lawsuit. Let's see. In a lawsuit from 2007, Gerard Rechnitzer alleges that Combs punched his girlfriend, and tried to spit on another woman outside Teddy's nightclub at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel. In a statement, Combs' attorney Benjamin Braffman says it's just another example of an opportunist seeking to fabricate a lawsuit based on a flat-out lie to try to take advantage of Mr. Combs' celebrity status. The case is settled out of court March 2008. It's another situation where he's settling something out of court. He's abusing somebody. He hit a man and a woman, and he tried to spit on somebody. Y'all think that that's small, but I think people that go around hitting and spitting on everybody, like repeatedly doing that, I think those people are crazy, and I think they're unsafe. And that means to me, they're not good. So to me, if y'all can see all of the times that he's being accused of doing fucked up things, you will then realize all of the good things he does is to counteract the shame and guilt from the bad shit that he does affecting him. He may not feel it in his emotions, but he knows it's looming. So he understands that for every bad thing that I do, I have to do something good so that I can offset it in the world. Like that way people won't view me for just the bad shit if I'm also doing good shit. This is not hard for people to understand. Because I feel like some of the most degenerate people practice this. And I hate to bring, up this person in a way, but Marlo Hampton, if you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, you saw how often Marlo would extend herself to people, but it was really only so that she can attach herself to them and use them. Because when it all brought down to it, she would say fucked up shit. She would not actually be there for people like that. But when she was, it was so that she could go back and manipulate them. So when you understand that people that grow up in dire straits without a lot of access to things can understand how I do good things to manipulate people so that they don't see me for the bad person that I am. If you understand that on a degenerate street, survival level, then you understand what he's doing on this grand scale is the same thing. Let's see. What else? 2007, in a complaint to the police, Combs making a band co-star Lorianne Gibson alleges that he threatened her with a chair, while New Edition's Michael Bivins held her in place. (2007), you guys. Combs' attorney Braffman claims Gibson overreacted to theatrics performed for the cameras. So basically, he assaulted her on camera. She called the police because she felt like it was real, and then they turned around and said that it was just for the cameras. We were just playing. We were just playing. Sources claim to the New York Daily News that he yelled for the cameras to be turned off. This is just another example of a false accusation by someone trying to take advantage of Sean's success and celebrity, Braffman says. So we're just going to keep rewriting the same, message over and over again. Y'all, Lorianne is somebody I feel like has been severely, severely abused by him. And she never really talks, but I think she carries it around with her. If you look at her, I think she's carrying all of that with her. Let's see if there's anything else that was happening and we didn't know about it back then. Let's see. 2010. No, that's something from Dawn Richard's lawsuit. Let's see. Oh no, it's another 2024 lawsuit. 2023 lawsuit. 2024 lawsuit. 2018, Cassie leaves for good. That's what we're seeing there. Somebody claimed, okay, so 2019. So we're all the way up because I just skipped over a lot of the shit that was going on because most of this is based in those lawsuits. And I want to talk about the shit that's not those lawsuits because people don't believe those lawsuits. But to me, even if you take the lawsuits out and you put the timeline together of all of the things that he's done or been involved in that were violent, that were him assaulting somebody, I don't understand why you would think that now he's changed. Now, Vita? Now he's changed, Vita. Now? Okay. But yeah, somebody said something happened in 2019. According to a February 2025 lawsuit, Combs allegedly organized a sex party in Miami warehouse in 2020 that involved sex trafficking. The unnamed plaintiff claims that she was 15 years old. She and other girls were paid to attend this warehouse party hosted by Combs that was organized as a group sex event. The Jane Doe victim claims she was sedated before entering the warehouse by a trafficker and that she witnessed Combs give a toast at the beginning of the party. After that, the plaintiff alleged she was taken to a curtained off area with a bed in the middle and was forced to have sex with around 20 men over the course of several hours. According to the suit, she did not have sex with Combs during the party, but she witnessed the mogul having sex with another underage girl in an adjacent bed. So the girl said this happened in 2020. He's just a freak, right? Everybody's there voluntarily, but we're drugging everybody. Yeah. He's a good man though, girl. He's a good man. He's a good man. Judge, he's a good man, girl. Yeah, because y'all know everything after this. I mean, it's repeated shit. Like, y'all, it's repeated shit. Okay. But yeah, I think it's very interesting that when you can just go Google a list of things that he's accused of. And you will find that it was not a good time, y'all. There's another one on BBC. BBC, early 1990s. Party plans turned into tragedy. I was just telling y'all about that, 1991. All them people that died that day. Mid to late 90s. Why did everybody stop talking to him? What happened with him and Mary? I'm just saying. What happened to him and Mary? Sued by his business partner. Gina Hunt alleges abuse in 2019. So yeah, I'm not seeing a break in the abuse allegations. I'm seeing that some of them are quieted. Some of them we never found out about. And I see why. But essentially, this man has a repeated history of being violent and getting away with it because he has money. So I say all that to say, Caresha, please shut the fuck up. That's all. Moving on. Let's go to the Real House. Oh no, before we go to Real Housewives, did y'all see the rest of Tyler Perry's Beauty in the Black? Can we talk about that for a second? Can we talk about this for a second? Do y'all watch this? So the good part about this show is this girl, the main character, was so brutalized and fucked over in the first half of the first season that you really are watching because it's a Cinderella story, right? This specific Beauty in the Black is a Cinderella story. A girl that was being trafficked. And this is, this is why, like, I really hate some of you people online that think that every girl that's an IG model, that's a sex worker, you think they're just choosing that shit, as if people don't submit to the lives that people force them into. So the girl and her people, they did some illegal shit, some small illegal shit, a robbery, stole a car, some dumb shit like that really should have been slap on the wrist. The DA and all of them say, we'll help you get out of this if you come work and be a sex worker here, or come be a stripper here, right? So that's kind of how the Beauty in the Black thing was working. So you see this girl, she gets in this situation, it's fucked up. The people around her are terrible. They're really evil. Like, these people are evil. They want to abuse everybody. They want to pimp all of the girls out. So like, they get mad at her and then go and find her sister, kidnap her sister so that they can pimp her sister out. So now she's on a quest to kill everybody because y'all done fucked over my sister. In the process of that, she happened to really charm an elderly man that was extremely rich. He didn't know, and she didn't know, his connection to the underworld that she was connected to. He didn't know that his people owned the strip club that she worked in and was prostituting out of. He didn't know any of that. He just know that he is an astute businessman, and he can't stand none of his kids, and he can't stand none of his family. Everybody snakes. Nobody actually gives a fuck about anybody. Everything is being done just to hold the money together. Everything is being done as a family to hold the money together. So the sons are like sociopaths with no real emotions. You got a straight one that is really abusive, and he abused the main character. He really fucked over her. He's a terrible, terrible nigga. He's also married to this lady right here, who y'all remember her. She used to be on For Better or For Worse. I don't know what she did to her nose. I love Charles Malik here. Like, Charles Malik is, I like to call him Clean Benjamins. He plays a terrible character, but he is the best actor in the show. Like him, the old man with the cane, him, the main girl, I think she acts very well, but for the most part, it's a lot of overreaction, and the amount of cussing in this show is really, really off-putting. As somebody that loves to cuss, the way they talk to each other in the dialogue is really the weirdest part about the show. And that's why I wanted to talk about it, right? Because if you actually watch this show, did y'all pay attention to the language? I don't know why, but I feel like over the years, Tyler Perry's descent into darkness has been happening over time. And because he can go and jump on somebody's church stage and add a gospel song at the end of a movie, y'all would think that, he's not dark in energy. But to me, as time has gone on, the moments that just added for a really good story, right? Like abusive men that say fucked up shit to people. You see how he uses this to make you feel better at the end, right? The storytelling model that he uses is to completely fuck over you in the first half of the movie. You're going to align yourself with the character, and then the character is going to go through so much brutality and trauma from some of the most ridiculously mean, evil people that you will ever encounter, right? So then when the person at the end of the movie gets to have their hero story told or whatever, you feel better. It's like a drug type of feeling, right? You got so hurt and aggravated and mad at the beginning, but at the end, he will give you the relief or the release of the person winning, the happily ever after, so to speak. What I have noticed is that Tyler Perry doesn't really do that anymore. The places that he used to use darkness as a way of moving the story or adding something to the story, he now completely leans into the darkness of the story. And that's really all you see. And y'all, I have a problem with stories that show you a lot of fucked up stuff without teaching you a lesson in it. Right? Debbie Morgan overacting. Yes, that was another thing. I do feel like, I don't know who, I know he's directing. It's just weird. It's a lot of overacting. All the cursing is so unnecessary. It's somebody that curses their ass off, y'all. As I'm watching it, I'm like, some of the dialogue is so unnecessary. Like, for instance, oh girl right here, hold up. Her. Whenever she decides to start talking crazy to somebody, it is the most cringe moment. Whenever she yo motherfuckers, your stupid ass, kiss my motherfucker, whatever the fuck she be saying in these scenes, the way they go after one another is terrible. Yeah, it's not, because it's not even just the profanity, y'all. We all cuss. It's not the profanity, it's what's being said, how it's being said. Like, are we talking to each other like this on a daily basis? I mean, some of us might be talking to each other bad like this. I don't hang around people that talk bad to me like that. You're not about to be talking to me crazy all the time and act like that's just how family is. But a lot of the people in this story they're not humans. Like, they don't act like humans. There's no feel. Like, I almost feel like we're watching Black people act out the story of white people in a way. Unnatural dialogue, yes. Overall lack of humanness in a lot of the characters. She is very dehumanized. The sons are very dehumanized. Like, and when I say dehumanized, y'all, I mean, like, these people don't care about anything. Like, they don't care about anything, to the point that the lawyer says, hey, y'all have to do this, 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 and this because y'all are about to lose the money. And they're like, I don't give a fuck. You don't even give a fuck about the money that you have. They don't care about anything. And so, yeah, watching this, I was just like, and then they said, all shot in 12 days. Not a surprise. Not a surprise. Let's see what y'all are saying. The tone is off. They're like moving objects. It's like kink or fetish for him. The rough talk, it's so weird. The gay brother character does a good job acting in comparison. Yeah, no, he does a good job acting, but his character is also like, again, doesn't care about anything. And that's so obnoxious because the gay character on some level will always be the rebellious, but not in a way that actually matters. The rebellion isn't real. Debbie Morgan is, it's a lot. Debbie Morgan trying to fuck the gay, like, why everybody kept trying to fuck the gay lawyer? And that's another thing about Tyler. Tyler, how much are you going to keep putting Varney in these situations? Because isn't Varney, whatever, he's the lawyer. And he plays in so much Tyler Perry shit. At the beginning of Tyler Perry's career, he plays a pastor or a preacher or some shit, right? And he's always a nigga taking off his shirt during the plays. And now you got this man up here being in love with the gay son that doesn't give a fuck about him, treats him badly. Then he's like the loyal lawyer to these people that are evil as fuck. It's just so stupid. Like, there's a scene where the straight brother finds out that the lawyer and the gay brother are fucking, and then it's almost as if, do you want to fuck him too? Like, are you mad that what's happening? So yeah, Tyler Perry be telling on himself. And I've been saying this for the longest. Yes, it gives he's pimping Varney. It does. It does. Because I'm going to tell y'all, everybody likes to act like this shit not real. But how many times do we have to show y'all that is just like a mirage? It's a image being projected so you'll think what you're seeing is not real. If you are actually threatening your actors with firing them by killing them off of the show, the way they are written and treated in the shows is actually, to me, connected to how he as a person feels about them or their characters in real life. Remember when he got Tia Mowry's ex-husband and Megan Good to play in that movie right after both of their divorces were finalized? And they end up playing characters that fit what we think about them in real life. And then we find out that a way that Tyler Perry controls some of these men allegedly on set is by saying he's going to fire them by killing them off of a show. Then think about how Sisters and Zach and all of them. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the N-word, like calling, why? Especially the Angel character. Kept calling because it's old, right? Things that we found funny in the early 90s, Tyler Perry rinses and repeats a lot of tropes in the Black community that we once found comical. You know what I mean? And one of those things is the way Will Smith acted with Jeffrey on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's being repeated in that Angel character and how he deals with the manservant. Sisters is even more creepier because he be killing off and bringing back a lot of characters, which tells me something ain't right over there. Yes, he does it all the time. And we can normally tell that the person is not really going to die at this point. But it does this is your way of mentally and emotionally abusing and manipulating the people that are in your projects. And this would be a stretch if it were not for the fact that you use the same people over and over again. The fact that he uses the same people over and over again, to me, shows that there is like a community of people that he's picking from. So that means if he's picking from the same people, he can abuse these people. That's why there are a lot of people that won't really work with him. Or if they do work with him, it's people like Kerry Washington and, I don't think Viola Davis has ever worked with him. But, like it'll be like these upper echelon actresses that might do a one-off project with him and they get paid well. And, I think he knows how to act with certain people. But the people that he puts in his TV shows, the people that he brings back all the time, those people, yes, it feels like a cult. It feels like they're all in some type of abusive relationship with him. So, yeah. There's a darkness. And there is something about there's something about him that is dark that is being put into his entertainment and into the content. And I can feel it when I watch it, which is why I don't like watching it a lot of the time, because even All the Queen's Men, a lot of it is so fucking dark. It's so dark. It's like being in hell with no tunnel out, no light above. Like, it's just very dark and it feels dark. And not even in a way that we're enjoying it. Like back in the day when you used to watch shit like this, they knew how to break the darkness with lightness so that it wouldn't feel this way. Tyler Perry is leaning so much into the darkness, he rarely reaches for light in the content now. Like, I'll use the example of the Players Club. Think about the Players Club. When you watch the Players Club, there are repeatedly these moments of like darkness. Right after a dark, fucked up scene, there's a scene in sunlight. There's a scene in a room that has a whole bunch of sun, or that has light colored walls or some shit like that. Because you literally have to bring people back into the light, because if not, you're kind of dragging them into darkness in a movie. And nobody wants to drag people into darkness in a fucking movie. So you have to keep going. Okay, we're going to go down into this dark shit, but we got to bring people back up into the light. It's a balance. And I feel like it's not a lot of balance going on with him. Bondy, do you think the darkness is because Tyler Perry won't just come out and own it? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I also think it's the way he's punishing himself about it. On some level, his darkness, I think, derives from the fact that he's punishing himself for being gay. I do. But anyway, let's move on, y'all, because I have more to talk about, but I did want to talk about that, because I just like, ugh. Okay, like, ugh, what's going on here? Let's go to Tommy Norman, y'all. Okay, so, well, first of all, I want to start with that 911 police call. Where is that at? Because y'all may not know, police officers have a high DV rate, which means they are often accused of domestic violence. I think any space where somebody is forced to be hyper masculine, they're probably going to be abusive to the people around them. I'm just saying, like, I don't know why we just can't 1 + 1 = 2 to shit. I'm going to assume that you fit into the criteria until you prove otherwise, versus thinking that, oh no, you couldn't possibly do that. That's weird. You shouldn't do that, because people more often than not fall into the stereotype, especially police officers. And when you take special interest in the Black community, it's because you're looking for validation. But does that mean that who you've been bred to be as a white police officer, does that mean you're not really that person deep down? I wonder. Let's hit this 911 call.
911, what's the address of your emergency? Can I get a police officer to my house, please? What's the address? My husband is actually a police officer, and he's assaulting me. Your husband has assaulted you? Officer Norman is my husband, and he's assaulting me right now, so I need somebody to come out here. I want him to leave. Would you like an ambulance? No, I don't need an ambulance. I just want a police officer to come here and tell him to leave. Okay, and what's your name? Okay, we'll have someone come out. Thank you.
Okay. I just want to, this comment on the screen about Beauty and the Black is very true. I feel like the old man character with the cane is him, essentially. Hating family members and being DL. Yeah. Basically, you are absolutely right about that. But yeah, okay, so that was a 911 call. She sound relatively calm. Just want the nigga to get out the house. Okay. All right.
Today's a difficult day for me. After 27 years, announcing my retirement from the North Little Rock Police Department, I feel like that I did not let the community down. I feel like that I did my part. I also feel that the badge did not instill love into me. I instilled love into the badge. I didn't always do it right. I made my mistakes, owned up to those mistakes. After what's transpired the last week in my personal life, I feel like that it's time for me to leave law enforcement and to serve my community in a different capacity. This is a very difficult decision. It's a decision that I made on my own. This is a very difficult decision. It's a decision that I made on my own. This is a very
Okay, so he's retiring from the police department. And he's gonna work in his community in a different way. This is the videos that we used to watch that got us all following him, because I follow him too.
Popcorn with me. You need me to open it for you? Hold on. Hold on.
This road still work at the window?
Uh-huh.
Okay. So that's cute and all of that, right? Let's see what these comments are saying. Yep, this wasn't the first time he put hands on his wife. I don't think so. When he said he didn't always do it right, to me, that's basically you saying you aren't the good guy everybody thinks that you are. Again, people do good shit to offset for the bad shit they do. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. So you can't always be fooled by acts of kindness and good deeds. You can't always be fooled by that. Somebody said y'all should probably go read the police report. She hit him and he hit her back, and then she called the police just so they could come take her statement and put it on record that he hit her. She ruined his reputation on purpose, but let me mind my business. Okay. I don't know. I feel like I feel like I don't know what's going on exactly in the situation, and I did hear that he hit her because she was trying to hit him, right? I did read that, right? But who he is as a police officer and as a man, what he is sitting up here saying right now, I feel like in some way it is a admission of guilt is what it's giving. So that's why I'm not willing to just write the wife off. And this has been on my mind since Bad Baby. The calling the police thing. Usually when a woman calls the police on a man, he's already done it a couple of times or a few times before she actually gets the courage to call for help. So, and I feel like as a black woman married to a white police officer, I don't know how delusional she is, but a woman that is of sound mind might have fear about calling a police, about a well-known, well-liked police officer that's her husband. And because to me, the history has shown that when men are pedestalized like this, nobody cares about what their wife says. That's why a lot of police officers get away with beating on their wives, because the wives have nowhere to go. They can't call the police because their husband is the police. And they have a brotherhood. So they're going to defend each other, even if they're in the wrong, even if they're doing harm. That's the problem. That's what we're always talking about. So just because she hit him first, I don't know if that necessarily means that he wasn't being physical with her. Because I've watched a man antagonize and degrade and do all of this egging and negging on and kind of like poking and poking and poking, and then the woman will lose her cool and hit at him or do something that is physical towards the man, and he will use that as the opportunity to hit her so he can say that she hit me first. I know y'all don't think that niggas be thinking like that, but they do. I know niggas that would hit you in places that nobody would see the bruises. They know not to hit you in your face. Punch you on your arms, punch you on your legs and your stomach, places where people may not see the bruising. So yeah, I don't know if I feel like, oh, she's trying to ruin him. I don't like how y'all do that all the time. I just don't. Like, fuck these niggas' images. I'm just saying. Somebody said, I remember he was thinking about leaving a few years back. He's been through a lot in a few years. He lost his daughter to an overdose. He also had open heart surgery. He almost died. Thankfully, his wife took him into the hospital and he ended up getting the treatment he needed. He's human like everybody else. I won't pass judgment. There's always two sides to a story and then the truth. Yeah, I think a lot of people think like that. And I think that's how a lot of people get abused, because y'all don't want to pass judgment unless y'all don't like the person. A black woman will send you to jail and ruin your career when they're upset, laughing my ass off, but protect black women. Okay, that's fine. I don't care what the circumstances were. Never put your hands on a woman, period. You are literally 10 times stronger. That would be like me hitting a child just because they hit me first. I don't care. And that's what I say. That's what I say. And that's how I feel. And I feel like if I can have the control not to throw my 6-year-old niece across the room when she punched me in the eye one time, then grown ass men should have the control not to be out here hitting women as if you don't know you much stronger. Unpopular opinion, they all set this up for him to retire. They hated how much love he was receiving while the department wasn't doing ish. That's what you think? They don't want him to receive the love? Okay. I don't know. That sounds stupid. People defending him, but there has to be incriminating evidence to bring him to retiring. That woman is a black woman with a good job, an educator with nothing but good things said about her. People were defending a man that had minute clips of him doing service in the community, but DV is DV, no matter how you look at it, child. Nobody talking about how she hit him first, but y'all in the comments saying she's black, so it's okay. Noted. What are you taking note of? Black lady, what are you taking note of? What note are you taking note of? I'm sure you already like learned in life that you should keep your hands to yourself. So I don't know what you're taking note of, but whatever, girl. Yeah, see, I'm not one of these people, y'all. I'm literally not one of the people that, oh, he did so much in the community. I don't give a fuck. I don't know him. I don't care how much you did in the community. I don't know you. Oh, y'all, I saved this one for y'all. There's a guy on TikTok who got a girl pregnant. Then made a video saying, "You my BM, I won." The girl he got pregnant posted a video of her on of her own at an abortion clinic immediately after.
Way too much. Even what
You my baby mama, I won. Now, where y'all think he got that shit from? So when we be talking about how celebrity life absolutely reflects in everyday life, so what somebody on the internet that's famous will say and do, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that are going to copy it. Didn't Offset say, "You my baby mama, I won"? Right?
Christina. Christina's gone.
So this boy is going to make a video talking about how I'm destroying the family. The family's destroyed, finished, everything. There's no chance. There's no chance of reversing decisions at this stage. It's finished. Everything's done. Everything's over with. In fact, we're going to do some breathing exercises. In. Hold it for 5 seconds. Out through your mouth. In. Hold it for 5 seconds. Out through your mouth. Do you feel better? Do you feel calmer? Because you've called me near 100 times. Okay? Everything's done. Yeah? Finished. You think you can quote Offset to me? Who do you think I am? Who do you think I am?
He thought you was Cardi B. I'm sorry. Too soon. Too soon? I'm sorry.
You think you want to quote Offset to me? Offset's a millionaire. Like, talking about, oh, I love you. Like, if this is your ideology of love, keep it, honestly. Even look at the flow.
And honestly, it shouldn't work for him neither, because he's not a millionaire. He want that lady to pay his taxes.
So, this boy is going to make a video.
But yeah, y'all, that was hilarious to me. And then I saw this, right? I saw the first video first, and I don't know this girl, but when I saw the video, I just wanted to come to y'all and talk about it. So TikTok star E. Kane shows the aftermath of her house after her baby daddy Chris destroyed it. You fucking up material things, you breaking my heart as well. And she ain't going nowhere. She said she gonna go fuck up his stuff too. First of all, your pants don't fit. Second of all, why is your ass out? Who are you advertising to? I thought he got maced. I sprayed my hands and his back instead. Now you see my whole house to fuck it up if he got maced. Okay, right. Yeah, see, I don't think people should have babies for niggas like this. Yeah, she's pregnant. And I think she like, this was just what happened. Y'all think this type of shit is normal. I would just like to inform everybody this is not normal. The girl was outside with mace, a knife with me. Ain't no sound, but looks like she was chasing him with a knife and mace. Pregnant. Mind you, she could have been running and slip and fall with that knife. Don't care about herself. Don't care about her baby.
Have you ever lived here?
No.
No, never?
Excuse me.
And apparently she not pressing charges?
For damaging all your stuff?
No.
Yeah, it's not. I can clarify. It sounds like she's coming to yours.
Okay, let's play how long it's gonna take for Chris to replace all his shit and how long it's gonna take me. Okay? We replacing this, of course.
So he destroyed your house and your pregnant ass had to go in there and clean all of that shit up.
And we replacing this, of course. Actually, I might just turn this to the front if it ain't no cracks on this side. Oh yeah, we could turn that. We could turn that. All right, the new TV. What the TV do? TV like what I do. You just was watching me. We just was cooling. All right. Give me about 3-4 days, depending on shipping. I told him. I said, fuck my shit up. I got money. I can replace. You fucking up material things. You're also breaking my heart as well.
And you're also disturbing the psyche of the child in your body. And I don't know if she has any other children, but this is what we be talking about when we say, you know, just because you think you a good mom doesn't mean the niggas you invite into your home won't fuck your kids up along with you. I don't think y'all value mental and emotional safety enough as young women.
So I don't give a fuck. I'm still in the motherfucking building. Boston, I feel so bad. You my brother. Man, you better put Chris on them 3 p.m. to 3 a.m. routes again. You better get him on the money routes.
So this is really, I think this girl right here, this is how everybody sees Cardi B right now. Not everybody, but you know, those of us that understood what Crissle was saying about Cardi and how this affects the children when you get into these relationships and all of that shit. And it's not the having the baby, it's the having the baby under certain circumstances that would make your life and their life more difficult than it actually has to be. Right? And so personally, I feel like, no, we're not supposed to save those of you that are already doing this. This is not for y'all. This is for the girls that don't want to go through this. And they may not know exactly what can happen because they haven't been through it yet. This is for them. This is also for those of us that have been through similar situations and got out of it and just always need to hear that we made the right decision and that we are moving away from old things that no longer serve us. Right? So, yeah, we're going to talk about these people. And no, it's not because they can be saved. It's for all of the other people that can be, that haven't been, you know, dragged down this fucking hole so far that they can't see the light.
Because y'all gonna need it. Y'all gonna need it on my mama.
Yeah, I feel bad for a baby that's growing up inside of a household where y'all don't take that type of like violence and shit like seriously. Like you think it's not a big deal. Fucking kids gonna grow up so fucked up in the spirit.
I gave this.
What is this? Oh yeah, no, we're not doing that right now. Can't even remember why I saved that and what that was about. I want to get into while we talking about Cardi. I didn't play the entire thing because I couldn't find it. But they finally put up her entire explanation. Okay, because I had a clip of it yesterday.
My baby brim. We call the baby brim. I don't play about them fours. I love them. Every kick I love. I start falling in love with my babies when they inside me. Don't bring my kids up to prove no point of yours. Don't tell me, people, now I'm seeing people talking about the trauma that I'm bringing. Trauma to these kids? These kids? And you know what's so funny about my kids? They are all so close. They are all so close. And they're going to continue being close. A nigga not being in the house don't change shit. They don't give a fuck. What are you talking about? You will know that if you have your own, but you don't.
So I don't have any kids, but I had a father in a household. So I know that a father in a household is not always a good thing. It's not always the best thing. And sometimes kids can have a better experience if a man is not in the household, depending on who and what the man, you know, is on. who he is and whatever type of shit he's on. So like we just talked about the previous thing. Yeah, that nigga should not be in the household with her and her baby. I feel like she gonna end up being a problem anyway because of the way she thinks. But no, that man that was just kicking around shit in that lady house and breaking it like she not pregnant, he don't give a fuck about the fact that she pregnant with a life inside of her. He gonna damage all of her shit and have her cleaning it up and putting her through all of this extra shit while she's carrying a child. You don't give a fuck about her or the child, and she don't give a fuck about herself. But that was an example. And then we move over to this, and you talking about trauma.
So if you, since you don't have your own, don't talk about what's going on in nobody else's home.
And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because the main thing that she kept saying is not to speak on her motherhood. And if you don't have kids, you can't tell nobody how to mother, and you can't comment on people's mothering. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know y'all gonna be mad at me, but I feel like a lot of people, the reason why y'all kids don't talk to y'all, the reason why, kids grow up and they don't want to deal with their parents, y'all call them and they work on your fucking nerves and all that. Like, that your parents calling you and you looking at the phone, rolling your fucking eyes, you don't feel like being bothered, you not talking. Like, the reason why as adults right now, millennials and Gen X don't like they fucking parents is because y'all really believe that nobody could check y'all about y'all parenting. Nobody could tell you, hey, that's fucked up, right? You handling that child wrong, right? I can't tell y'all how many times I wish another adult would have spoken up for me as a child. I can't tell you how many times nobody speaking up when something was wrong or something was being done that was fucked up to me. Nobody saying anything just taught me not to fight for myself. So I don't think that's a good way. Like, I do feel like, of course, people take being a mother seriously, but if we don't actually look at it in a way that is, objective, like if we can't look at it and be like, okay, I could be a little bit better right here. I need to grow in this area. If you're never being critiqued on your parenting while the kids are young, are you actually a good parent? Or are you just relying on the fact that your fucking children are codependent on you because they're children? Like, you don't know if you're doing a good job yet, bitch. Just because they always with you. They like each other. They have a lot of shit. Yeah, girl, a lot of us. A lot of us. A lot of us. What does that mean, though, Cardi? I'm gonna let her finish. But yeah, that's the part I didn't like. I don't like the fact that y'all feel like mothering means you are above reproach. You feel like nobody can tell you anything about your mothering if they don't have kids and all of that. And I'm like, and this is why a lot of people are terrible parents.
If you're so concerned about my baby brim, we call the baby brim. I don't play about them fours. I love them. Every kick I love. I start falling in love with my babies when they inside me.
Yeah, I don't feel like Crissle was dead wrong. I don't think she was dead wrong. Y'all may not have liked her delivery or some of the things she said, or there was misogyny in it. As I've said over and over again, I don't give a fuck about none of that Offset, oh, don't be a baby. Like, no, that's not my point here. I think I'm proving my point. But I don't believe Crissle was dead wrong. And I think people that want to say she's dead wrong are obviously missing the point.
Don't bring my kids up to prove no point of yours. Don't tell me. If you're so concerned about kids, be an ACS worker. There's a lot of kids that's going through a lot of shit. Believe that.
So let's think about that in the grand scheme of things. In a grand scheme of things, if we all live here together, we can't tell each other, hey, you may want to parent a little bit better, or that might be a little bit harsh. Or, I read this. Maybe you should think about that. We shouldn't have those conversations with each other. We should only have people that work in social work helping kids. Is that right? Because that's the logic of that. The logic of that is nobody can say anything or nobody can care about kids if they're not a DSF worker or they don't already have kids. I hope y'all understand how that's about your ego and not about the health of children. That's about your ego and you not wanting to be checked about your mothering because you're so sensitive about it.
And if you want to talk about, oh, you got 4 kids, how you going to manage having 4 kids?
It's definitely doable. That's not the point.
Women that only got 1 kid and they cannot even manage.
So what's your point?
There's bitches that got 1 kid and have to get their kids away because they cannot manage.
And that's why people think having 4 is a lot. What's your point right now?
For whatever reason. If you're so concerned about that, be concerned about that. But I'm having 4 kids because I know I can take care of them. I already take care of my 3. I'm not even spazzing out. It's just like...
She's not. You know why? Because she's thinking about it. That's why. She's reacting and defending, but I also wanted to, everybody was like, damn, she not as mad. You know why? Because she's actually like thinking about it. She's actually thinking about it. She's actually processing what's being said. And it may feel uncomfortable, but I do feel like she's listening because I think it makes her a little bit sad.
Never in my life have anybody have ever spoken about my motherhood. And now because I'm having a baby with another man, all of a sudden it's crazy. All of a sudden, it's crazy. How many baby moms baby daddy do y'all mamas have?
Only 2, girl. She was married to both. So I don't know if you mean because y'all think that having a husband and a baby daddy are 2 different things. So yeah, no. My mom had 2 husbands and 2 children from those 2 husbands. But so what? She could have had 3. She could so what? What's the point? Like that's not my point.
And guess what?
Point is not my point.
If you're so concerned about kids, be an ACS worker. Even if your baby mamas have different baby daddies, I bet there's some good ass moms too.
Like even right there, like she about to cry. What's this?
The fuck? I really don't like when people downplay moms, bro, because we go through so much shit.
Nope. And see, that's not what this is. Nobody's downplaying. Like you're literally missing the point and then proving the point. When she just said that we go through so much shit, nobody's downplaying it. In actuality, what we're saying is that mothering is so hard that you should be more cautious about how you go into it because it is so hard. Because it does do so much to your body and your psyche and your spirit. And children are a blessing, especially to mothers that are going to love their children. But essentially, I feel like there is a lack of forethought with a lot of y'all. Sex equals babies, and that's it.
Whether you have 1 kid, whether you fucking working in McDonald's, whether you with a man or not, like it's like us moms, we go through a lot of fucking shit, and y'all never fucking come to these fuck ass daddies. And then for you to compare me to,
yeah, we do, girl. We always talking about deadbeat dads up here. We be dragging your ain't shit ass baby dad, your husband, whatever the fuck. We be dragging that nigga. We was dragging that nigga before too.
Nick Cannon. I don't get in Nick Cannon business, but let me tell you something.
The only similarity between Cardi and Nick Cannon is everybody saying shit like she has money. People say Nick Cannon because Nick Cannon just told us that having a lot of money didn't mean he was a good parent. That's what he just told us. That's recent. That's within the last week. So when somebody is like, hey, you know, Cardi, all these kids, you're doing all of this shit, that's giving Nick Cannon, it's because you're not thinking ahead. You're not. And you think having money means you don't have to.
All my kids live in the same house and they are raised by a person, and that's me. I raise my kids. You can't compare me to Nick Cannon. I don't got 12 different baby daddies. I got 3 kids with 1 baby dad, and I'm going to have a new baby with another man. Let's be very clear. Don't not compare me to Nick Cannon. All my kids live in the same house. All of them. They all got, even if your baby mamas have a lot, they all got the different rooms. My kids' room look like a palace. Wave room look like a palace.
And this is the thing. This part right here. And I love y'all, but I'm gonna hold y'all hand when I tell y'all this. I mean this for real. When you grow up in a certain level of poverty, you think that having money is fixing all of the issues you had growing up. And that's another thing about like being a parent that I think you absolutely have to think about is that money, kids don't give a fuck about money. Yeah, it's all fun and games when they get to have a beautiful room and all of the things. But essentially, I think because she was poor, she puts way more into having than it's actually worth. You know what I mean? I would really like for her, since everybody like, well, what y'all want her to do? I would really like for her to go talk to somebody about her childhood and start to pick that apart, right? Because to me, Cardi follows the same mind frame that a lot of people follow, where because they're successful financially and because they love their parents, they don't really investigate why they feel the way they feel, why they do the things that they do. You know, a lot of that comes from your parents and how they raised you and the things that they put on you intentionally and unintentionally and how it affects you in your adult life. And so I would love for Cardi to go back to therapy, talk about her childhood, talk about the things that she liked, that she didn't like, talk about where she felt valued, where she felt loved, where she felt supported. Did they tell her she was beautiful? Did they tell her that she was smart? Did they pay attention to her? Because I think a lot of people think that money is the only issue, and it's not. It's sometimes our parents not even having the tools even without the money. Yeah, they want to keep you alive and they love you, but essentially, does that mean we don't grow up in a household with parents that are mean and pick us apart because of their own shit? And then that kind of makes us pick ourselves apart.
Put your room like a palace. Blossom room is beautiful. My new baby room is going to be beautiful. And guess what? Every night, they want to sleep in the same bed. All my kids live in one house, not separated. Why are you comparing me to Nick Cannon when Nick Cannon got multiple, 12, whatever I don't even know how many baby moms he have. I have one baby dad right now. 3 kids, one with a husband that I was with. I separated. Oh, you have managers when you have a management and you have a label. When your management and your label is getting together because they are concerned, it's time to go. When it's affecting your work, when you can't even record, it's time to go. And I left. God damn. I don't know. I just feel like I've been so happy for this pregnancy, and I've been so motivated. I've been pregnant and I've been motivated and I've been getting to work because every single day I wake up motivated. I wake up happy. Well-being of my kids. The well-being of my kids? What? Do you see how them kids live?
That right there. That right there, everybody. That's the problem. And me personally, as somebody that grew up having and have had people tell me about my experience because they viewed me as the spoiled little girl, because my hair was always done and my clothes were always nice and clean, and I had a room full of toys, and my aunt doted on me and my parent doted on me, and my cousins always was taking me places with them, and my mom made sure we had whatever it is that, we needed as far as, like aesthetically. So what is that like? That doesn't mean that I didn't experience what I experienced because I had money growing up. And so what I'm saying is, she absolutely needs to deal with the fact that that's the way she thinks, that them having money means that they're okay. Them being spoiled financially means that they're going to be getting everything they need emotionally from you. And I want to say this. So was Cardi supposed to just swallow someone talking about her as a mother? Let's be realistic. Most of us will respond in like. I'm not saying anything about her response. I'm not saying she shouldn't have responded. I'm actually just having a conversation about it. I'm not actually saying that she's wrong for responding. I'm just saying that Crissle wasn't wrong for saying some of the shit that she said, because it is a real issue that we seem to have with people not really understanding the severity of parenting, not understanding how important it is to understand yourself so that you can make better decisions for your kids in their emotional and mental development. So for me personally, I'm not mad at her response. Like I said, I actually can hear that she's processing what's being said. And I feel like this situation might make her a better mother. Somebody critiquing her motherhood whether she gets online to defend herself or not, might actually make her a better mother in the long run. Because what she might actually end up doing is saying, you know what, let me go. Because y'all know how we be. We defend ourselves and we talk shit, and then we actually sit there and think about it. You look at your little girl and you're like, how do you feel right now? Like, how do you feel about the new baby? How do you feel about your dad? How do you feel about Stefon? Like, how do you feel about all of this? How do you feel about mommy having a new boyfriend? Like, all of those things. Like, I don't know if she's having those conversations with them, because that's not what she's necessarily saying. But I do feel like this might lead her to being more conscious of how her own energy and her own emotions can affect her kids.
For my last two babies, 2 weeks after I give birth, I be in Paris on Fashion Week. Y'all have never said nothing. If I feel like I had an unhealthy pregnancy, I would tell people to move my tour. I feel great.
Good.
I feel great. I feel healthy. These past 3 days, I've been meeting thousands of people in a day. And I've been taking pictures one by one. And I feel great. Today is my 4th day doing it. And I feel great. And I'm up and I'm hype. I'm okay. I promise my fans I'm going to give them the greatest tour. And that's exactly what I'm going to do while I'm being the greatest fucking motherfucking mother. Well-being of my kids.
Yeah, she heard that whole critique.
And to y'all moms out there, don't let nobody fucking tell y'all about y'all shit. Word two. Don't let nobody tell you about y'all shit.
Okay, so, and then this is another thing that I really don't like. A lot of y'all are really upset about the critique of Cardi, but Cardi doesn't just present her own life. Within presenting us with her own life, she makes statements about other women's motherhood and what they should be doing as mothers, right? So if she can say what she feels like women should be doing as mothers, I don't really understand why we can't sometimes critique what we're seeing happening with her, especially since it's being put in, public forum, public stage, Good Morning America, all over Instagram, all over TikTok, Angie Martinez, The Breakfast Club. So you can come and talk to us about this shit all day. But as soon as somebody start breaking down the words you say and finding some issues, and now everybody want to act like, we being mean to Cardi. I don't give a fuck.
And to y'all moms out there, don't let nobody fucking tell y'all about y'all shit. Word two. Don't let nobody tell you about y'all shit. And to y'all moms out there, don't let nobody fucking tell y'all about y'all shit. Word two. Don't let nobody tell you about y'all shit. And to y'all moms.
Okay, that's it. So yeah, and in that, I will say this. I do feel like when women feel like y'all ignore what other people say about y'all parenting, I don't think that's necessarily good. Just like with anything, I think you should take what people say, digest it. If there's something to be gained, great. If not, leave the rest. But to me, don't listen to what nobody tell y'all about y'all motherhood. I'm sorry, like there are not enough of y'all that are good moms in order for y'all to feel that way. I hate to say it like that, but when I tell, like, repeatedly on the internet, I feel like I see examples of bad mothers. We just saw one. Somebody said the Ekane girl got 3 kids, so she got 3 kids in that type of environment. And I'm sure, like, if that's what we're seeing online, I can only imagine what goes on in private, right? So to me, it's not enough of y'all that are actually intentional and really good mothers. Like, there's not enough of y'all that care more about mothering than y'all did about the dick that got y'all the baby. Like, to me, there's not enough of y'all for you to feel like nobody can critique your mothering, or nobody can say, hey girl, or just have a conversation about what it represents. Let's get into this conversation.
I know.
Also, whether you want to call something semantics, she was critiqued. She was criticized for choices we're seeing her make. Period.
The hard things that I want to tell him.
Okay, what is
Like
it?
one thing is, like, let me tell you something, boy. If a bitch slightly say no, it's no. You ain't gonna bring no fucking problems in my house. You ain't gonna bring no little bitch that they did no funny shit. Second, you don't own a bitch body. So if you get a bitch knocked up and she say no is no, and it's like, don't think that I'm gonna be helping you. Cause I ain't. You better get a job. And you ain't bringing no, you ain't bringing no bitch to live in my house.
Are you having these conversations?
So those are, but like those are the things that is like, all right, first and foremost.
Yes. But also like, say what you mean what you say, you know, you don't, if you ain't ready, that's okay. You ain't ready.
Yes, if you ain't ready, you gotta let a girl know, like, baby, this ain't.
I'm gonna tell you why you feel like Angie was being condescending. Because Angie is probably from the school that when you're talking to children, you change your language. The way Cardi is talking as if she talks to her children like this, right? You referring to the young girls, you know, as little bitches and stuff like that. You know, I mean, I guess that don't matter. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Mothers out there, does it matter, you know, how the language that you use when you teaching your children shit? Let me know.
That I know the hard things that I want to tell him.
Okay, what is
like
it?
one thing is, like, let me tell you something, boy. Because if you play with a girl's heart, to some guys, playing with a girl's heart is like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's the karma that comes to you. So if you're having a bad day at your job, if you're having a bad day, like, it's like, damn, my luck has been bad. It's because you probably put a girl through some tears. So don't play mind games, because karma, some men, they don't think that. They don't think they get bad karma when you hurt somebody's heart.
Oh, that's good. People should hear that. You may have to say it again.
Yes. Like, because if you play with a girl's heart, to some guys, playing with a girl's heart is like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But
okay, so then here's the thing. Here's the thing I need for everybody to understand about this. And I'm not a mom, right? But I'm going to say it anyway. It's not always what you tell your kids, it's what you show them. You can tell them all of the right things to do. But essentially, I believe that what you show them is what they will actually internalize. So while Cardi is telling us that her kids are well taken care of because she has money and because she's always with them, and we're having a conversation with you about the man you decided to choose to have another baby with and how he is what we're saying the issue is. But obviously your mentality is a part of the issue because you chose him, right? That too. Essentially, this man and the previous man mistreating you. And yeah, you did leave, but how long did you take the mistreatment before you left? Which means every time you forgave for mistreatment, your children got to witness it. So yeah, you eventually left. Then you got into another relationship. So is this relationship going to end up being the same way? More than likely, it will end up going down the same path. And you might try to fight it because we've all said, hey girl, red flags. And we know how y'all like to stay in relationships longer than you should to prove the public wrong about their perception of your partner because you were digmatized and could not see the forest for the trees. She's talking about making sure her son doesn't mistreat women. That's what she's basically saying. But at the same time, doesn't understand how her own relationships are going to show her children how to treat women. So it doesn't matter what you say. A lot of the times it matters what you show the kids and what you do. So it's contradictory for you in one moment to say, you know, I'm trying to make sure that my son doesn't hurt women and all of this, but then watch you slip and fall into delusional to be in love with men, offer them to take you through that all over again. You know what I mean? Let me see. I'm not about to be critiqued or checked by anyone but my kids. Anyone else can just offer me advice. Critique, advice, like, what's the difference? What's the difference? And I do understand what y'all mean, because you know, like on a black lady scale, the way white people will try to correct you about your mothering, and they are sometimes some of the most abusive people out there, but they're gonna come and tell a black lady about how she not being a good mama. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've experienced that. I've been around where, you know, we in the store and the black woman is reprimanding her child, and here comes some white lady walking up talking about, you're not supposed to do that to your kids. And it's like, bitch, if you would go worry about Chad and them, they wouldn't be destroying the world right now. So please don't misunderstand me. Like, I get what y'all are saying. Everybody is not someone you should take advice from. But the idea that nobody can check you about your mothering. Okay. Because I feel like basically what y'all saying is y'all gonna wait until y'all children are older and then they can tell y'all how they feel, versus, you know, if somebody in your family or one of your friends says something to you in real time while they're still young, you don't want to hear that. Okay. But that's what she said.
But it's the karma that comes to you. So
that's what she had said, y'all. Now with that, let's move over, because JT responded. Cardi B baby father, a gay man. Not because of how he dressed or expressed himself, but because Chris said it out of his mouth. Justice for Chris. I stand with the gays. Wow. Yo. Yikes. So Cardi, Nicki, Cardi, Chris. I mean, we've talked about Chris before. I told y'all, but you know, it be going in one ear and out the other. Y'all don't believe allegations because y'all, you know, y'all think everybody always lying about some shit. What's his name? Chris. Because he's another famous person's last name. I can't remember it right now, but let's see. Stefon with one F, Diggs, and Chris Blake. Yes, Chris Blake Griffin. Okay, so just in case, I'm gonna go on Facebook for this. But here it is. Back in October 2024, Chris Blake Griffin accused Stefon Diggs of drugging him and trying to engage in sexual activities with him, claiming it played a part in him getting jumped by Stefon's brother. Griffin previously filed a lawsuit against Stefon Diggs' brother, Durez, after he tried to rob and attack him in an elevator. And if y'all are not clear, gay men do shit like this. Like, if they don't want people to know that they're fucking men, they do shit like that. Like beat up the guy and shit like that. Hold up, let me see. Let me see if there's anything. Hold up, yeah, I'm trying to see. That nigga's clothes was tight. Let me see. Let's see.
Ear is crazy. Christopher Blake Griffith previously accused Stefon Diggs of SA and plotting to get him unalived. Well, it's looking like an incident report. 2023 incident has surfaced. In a screenshot, you can obviously see this is the incident report. It says remarks, put tongue and ear in a kissing fashion. As you guys can see, it lists Christopher Blake Griffith and allegedly Stefon Diggs. The actual incident report is a lot, so I'm going to just sum it up. May 22nd, 2023, he alleges that Stefon Diggs SA'd him and plotted to have him unalived on May 29, 2023. Following that, claims it stemmed from when they were out in DC. Stefon Diggs asked him if he wanted to go out to a couple of clubs. They were out on the town. He alleges that Stefon Diggs continuously asked him if he wanted candy. He claims he declined, but later on in the evening, he got hungry, so he took him off on that offer to get some candy, and right after he took it, his pupils got very big and dilated. Chris is alleging that after taking that candy and hitting the town, they went back to Stefon Diggs' crib around 4 a.m. At that point, Stefon Diggs allegedly put his arm around him like a brother, then slid that tongue into that ear in a kissing-like fashion, according to the incident report. He claims it was at this time that Stefon Diggs began whispering in his ear to come into his bedroom, and this was all going down. Stefon Diggs putting his tongue around 4 a.m. At that point, Stefon Diggs allegedly put his arm around him like a brother, then slid that tongue into that ear in a kissing-like fashion. He claims that after coming out of the bathroom, he was confused for 45 minutes. They were making their way into the residence, and after they got inside of the home, Stefon Diggs went up a staircase to his bedroom, and he ran down a hallway to go to the bathroom and splashed water on his face for 45 minutes to try to get himself to sober up. He claims that after coming out of the bathroom, he was confronted by 2 women and a man asked him to corroborate a story, and from there they began stripping him of his clothes and then laying hands on him and robbing him of all of his belongings. He claims he had a duffel bag with about $30,000 to $50,000 worth of stuff in it. He claims after having hands laid on him, they put him in a car and sent him to an airport. He claims he was doing everything he could just to go along and get along so he could leave the situation alive. And then a couple of days later, Stefon Diggs sent some people to rob him and come for his life. Alleged that Stefon Diggs is running a triple X ring and compared him to the Jeffrey Epstein lady child. I'm curious to know what y'all think regarding this entire situation, and I want to know if y'all feel like it's believable. Let me know down in the comments, y'all. This is crazy, and this is all alleged. Peace.
Okay, so that's just so y'all can understand where JT is coming from and what she's talking about. Okay. But this was a story, again, everything I already said to y'all. She said this is fucking nuts and sad. Gay men should be protected. I feel like this isn't being taken seriously enough. She added the Patriot, CNN, Cardi B, Donald Trump, Payola, Mexico, Atlantic Records, chart data. Girl, what? Wouldn't a Nicki Minaj? Yes, my man does this, minds his business, works hard, takes care of his family, inspired his generation, and doesn't snatch ass. His style is what made him Lil Uzi. We are talking about Chris right now. Focus. Bitch, this your man? You got bigger fish to fry. It's like, well, I mean, what do you want me to do about his style? I don't know what I'm supposed to do about his style. Like, I can't fry fish about this nigga style. Okay. But yeah, so you said her man was gay. She said your man gay too, and he accused somebody accused him of assault. My God. Today. All right, y'all. I've been up here a long ass time, and I know y'all probably tired of me now. But I'm just gonna end with the Kenya Moore situation, and then I'm going to get on out of here. So first of all, K Michelle has finally come out and hold up. Yeah, and admitted that, and not admitted, but kind of let us know that she's married to this man, because this is who we thought she was married to. And it's the dentist. Remember she was on the show with him? I believe they grew up together. Yeah, I believe they grew up together. Or were in college together or something like that. But I remember her talking about their relationship at some point, and we didn't know whether they broke up or got back together, because sometimes the way she would talk about her relationships as if there were people after him. So I'm not really sure. But either way, she's showing us that they have been together. They are still 60. They was on marriage boot camp together. Yeah. This is them. That's real cute, girl. She's just showing us she got a man, girl. All right. K Michelle has a man at home. And this is what Kenya Moore is saying about K Michelle on Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oops, my bad, y'all. I got it. Hold up. Okay, I don't know if y'all saw y'all couldn't see it. Okay, my bad. Hold up. Let me go back. So yeah, here. So this is, y'all know him. We seen him. Okay. He was on marriage boot camp with them. She says, see, I don't usually do this. Thank you, Dr. Sims. I love you and I'm happy to be your wife. I know I've driven you insane, but I'm worth it. It's time to plan a wedding. Who would have thought? Been in love with you since junior high school. Yeah. It's the world against you and I, me, ball and tied together and never. From the heart, knew that it would last forever. You told me you would never leave me lonely. So baby boy, put it on me. All right. Cool.
And so the casting tea is boiling hot, child. And guess who spilled it first? Well, kind of like I alluded to. I didn't give you the names, but you knew what you knew from what I knew. Anyway, let's just say the drama is already starting, and Angela, my girl, unfollowed K Michelle on Instagram. Do people still do that? Like, do people still unfollow each other? I think that's so childish. And in fact, I wouldn't even let you know I didn't like you that much. I would just put you on mute. Literally, because then I'm showing you I don't really care about.
Yeah, I used to think the same way. Until I realized I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't give a fuck if you think I care. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't want to see you on my timeline. And I don't want you to see me. Because in my experience, people have been able to keep track of me via social media so that they feel like, they don't actually have to engage with me because they can see me through my content. No, fuck you. I don't want you to see me on Instagram either. Like, no. I used to feel the same way, but now I don't feel that way because I feel like if I decide to unfollow you, bitch, I really don't care. I don't want to see you anymore. I don't care if you know I unfollowed you. I hope you do know I unfollowed you. I hope you know I blocked you. I hope you know I don't fuck with you no more. I'm not doing this so that we can make up eventually and I'm going to just, unblock you and unfollow you. I'm not one of them people that be going back and forth with that shit. No, I don't want to see you. It's my prerogative. And I don't give a fuck if you feel like, oh, I care. Yeah. If I care enough to unfollow you, that's because you hurt my feelings, ho. That's because you made me feel away. I don't deny my emotions. Okay. I don't deny how I feel. Bitch, you hurt my feelings. Now I don't fuck with you no more. That's it.
You that much. I won't get to see you. And you won't get the privilege of saying that I blocked you or I unfollowed you. Angela unfollowed K Michelle on Instagram during the very first cast trip. Child, not even one season in, and the shade is shady. Now, the big question is, will this new lineup breathe new life into the housewives? Meanwhile, over in Atlanta, the casting tea is boiling hot. Breathe new life into the housewives, or will it feel too drastic of a change? You tell me. Personally, I'm rooting for the fresh energy. Atlanta deserves a shakeup, and I think these women could really bring it. But I'll let you decide. Are you excited for the new era of housewives? New era, meaning you will never get the old back? Or are you side-eyeing the reboot? Or do you want like a mixture? Do you want some of the OGs and some of the new girls that you like? You sound off here in the comments. And are you twirling for new cast or waiting to see if they deliver? I want to know. Let your girl know. Drop it in the comments. Breathe.
Okay. So the comments are dragging her. Can you please take the advice you gave Nene and move on? You are no longer a cast member. Go away. Not you doing confessionals for free. It's not for free, honey. It's YouTube. She's making money. It's not for free. Kenya, this is weird. Stop it. Are y'all okay? This is how y'all are responding to this? It's giving Don Lemon fired from CNN, now doing independent street interviews. Kenya, girl, this ain't it. Curly boy Chuck, what the fuck are you talking about? Don Lemon hitting the street has been one of the best things I have seen on social media in a minute. I am thoroughly enjoying Don Lemon walking around having conversations with you crazy motherfuckers in real life. I don't know what you're talking about. Like some of y'all, I don't know what anybody's on right now. If dying to get my job back was a person. No, that's not. So getting on YouTube and talking about what you know in order to make money and supplement your income after they fired you over some bullshit. And y'all up here talking about she is like, I don't get it because most of the people in the fucking comments want to be a content creator. Most of the people in the fucking comments like that be talking shit like this, y'all wish somebody gave a fuck enough for y'all to be able to get up here and make a living talking. talking from outside as a spectator now is crazy when she laughed at Nene. No, Nene actually was not good at it and wasn't doing it well and needed Carlos King to give her a fucking blueprint in order for her to figure out how to do interviews. Even though she was sitting her ass on Watch What Happens Live for all of them years and could have did this shit a long time ago on her own, but was always looking for somebody else to do it for her. There's a difference. Kenya didn't do anything to the network. Kenya wasn't actually giving anybody her ass to kiss like that. This is not the same. I don't agree. I don't agree. I also feel like we always thought that Nene should do something. Everybody always thought that Nene should do her own show. I just didn't think she was that good at it. But I'm not going to ever tell some woman not to get up here and utilize a way for her to make money using the fact that people want to hear what she has to say. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me that y'all are actually telling her it's lame for her to talk about it. Girl, please come to us and tell us from your perspective as somebody that used to do it. Like, that's fucking crazy. Do y'all say that shit to JD or any of the rest of these old washed up niggas that don't make current music, but they're always somewhere on a podcast giving game and all of this, giving you their perspective from niggas that used to do it? But when women do it, it's a problem? Okay. We the people don't need this. Girl. This is too much like when housewives start podcasts about the housewives. Move on with dignity. What the fuck are y'all talking about? What does dignity look like to y'all? If not being able to pay your bills without selling coochie. What's dignity? And sometimes, bitch, you might have more dignity than the next bitch selling coochie. So please don't take that as a slag, as shade or, anything like that. Goodbye. You're not coming back. I couldn't be more happier. Oh, so this is just a room full of people that hate Kenya. Does she have anything else going on? I mean, it's not like she up there talking on YouTube like I am every day. Right. Joe Budden does it. Dame Dash and them do it. All them niggas get up there with no teeth in their mouth and all of these failed businesses and y'all think they giving y'all fucking game because they telling y'all what white people do. Shut up. Desperate for attention. Zero post. Angela and K. Michelle both follow each other. Oh, Kenya really outside the club now. Child, let me go see. Let me go see to check if that's factual. Angela. I wonder what caused the beef, though. What's that lady last name? Angela Oakley? I had to think. That show been off for a minute. Girl, let me follow Angela. All right. Let me see. Do they follow each other? Following. K Michelle Music. She does follow K Michelle Music. Let's go to K Michelle. Following. Oak and Ali. They are following each other. So I don't know. I don't know where that came from. Who said that? Who said that? Fans drag Kenya Moore for turning Real Housewives of Atlanta tea into a YouTube blogging gig.
Meanwhile, over in Atlanta, the casting tea is boiling hot, child.
A housewife turned blogger is crazy work. No, it's not. No, it's fucking not. Be like, girl, what? Listen, I just feel like everybody sounds crazy to me. It's not even her doing content about a show she's been fired from. It's the manufactured persona. Nothing about the way she speaks here is natural. It's like she's trying to cosplay as Wendy Williams or something. One of the most embarrassing housewife moments in recent history. Wow, I think y'all are blowing this out of proportion. And I don't know whether it's hate or what, but I think this is weird for y'all to have this response to this. Like, I think y'all are weird as fuck for thinking it's weird for her to get up here and talk about the show. Like, I think y'all are weird. All of these people, I think all of these people are weird. tacky blogging about a show you were kicked off of. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. To me, I feel like as a person that watches reality shows, I actually think this is a good idea if she can do it in a way that gives us a perspective that we didn't get before or that adds on to it, right? So if you've done the show, you can explain things from us from a different perspective. I've never been on a reality show in long form, like not like them. So I can't give you the same perspective that somebody like Kenya can give. Kenya did this at a high level for a long time. I definitely feel like her critiquing or talking about reality shows is a lane that makes sense for her to go into. She has a perspective on it from her own experience. She has experience in reality TV. So y'all are saying that a person that was in reality TV should not then make it a business to talk about reality TV because it's beneath them? To me, it shows how a lot of people feel about bloggers and how a lot of people feel about content creators, which is so interesting to me because I don't know what the fuck y'all would be doing with y'all lives if y'all wasn't on social media right now. If y'all didn't have people to watch, talk about other people, I don't know what y'all would be doing right now. TV is not that entertaining right now. Here and there. But essentially, everybody is on these apps. Everybody's watching YouTube. Everybody's watching bloggers. Everybody's pulling up to Instagram so that they can pull up blogs. So that they can pull up pages that tell them about what's going on in celebrity gossip. Yeah, because of them, they failed and don't want to get a real job. Yeah, see, I think that's such a weird thing. I think what the fuck is a real job in a made up capitalist society? What's a real job? I thought a real job was when I work for money. I thought that's what that was. Right? It is given, hater. It's giving hater. It's giving hate. And I'm like I said, I don't know what they're talking about. She's acting like herself, but she's also acting like somebody that has media training. So when she's not on a reality show and she's actually doing something that's kind of like broadcast, because that's what this is. What she's doing, what I do, we're broadcasting. People that grew up in a certain time period have learned how to articulate themselves. You know what I'm saying? If you get a W-2, it's a real job. Well, what about W-9s? Because, I feel like, okay, we don't have a job. What we could call this, I have a business. That's what you can call this. If we were being technical, you're right. Blogging is not a job. It's a business. Right. 1099, W-9, child, just depending, on what type of work you're doing. But I feel like if I'm exchanging goods and services for money, for, yes, income, job, business, career, whatever semantics you want to use. Kenya lied on Tamara Hall talk show before ABC moved to CBS. What she lie about? I'm sure she did, but what she lie about? I get a 1099 and I work like a dog in my Taraji voice. Listen, I feel like as somebody, somebody like myself that worked in corporate America as a photojournalist and an editor for 8 years and now work for myself, I definitely work more hours, but I enjoy this better because I don't like people telling me what to do. I don't like nobody telling me what to do. That's not me. That's for somebody else. That's not for me. So I personally feel like everybody doesn't need a job. Everybody can't have a job. Everybody doesn't want a job. And I think it's very, very weird when, because somebody is doing something online, there's this energy of, well, go get a real job. Go get a real job. Bitch, get a job you like. Anytime somebody say something about, oh, get a real job, bitch, go get a job you like. The fuck? Because to me, it's about quality of life. And whatever works for you, works for you. I respect what you do. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That y'all respect what I do. Actors are the ultimate gig workers. It's not different. Right. It's a hustle. It's hustling. So you're going to go from job to, you know what I'm saying? You're going to be trying to figure it out. But just because we live in a society that has made y'all, you know, believe that hard work is you slaving for somebody else all the time instead of slaving for your own shit. You know, don't be projecting that shit on everybody else. Don't be a hater. Okay? Find a way to be happy your fucking self so you can stop telling people what they need to do. That's all I'm saying. Because I'm going to tell you, do what you want to do, girl. Do what makes you happy out here. As long as you ain't hurting nobody, do what make you happy, girl. But anyway, I gave y'all a long ass show. You're welcome. For those of y'all that like the long ones. I love you guys. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. I hope y'all continue to have a good day. And I'm going to go and you know, get my workout on, girl. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Okay? Peace out, y'all.